oh crap, I better get this one to bed and get my stuff together. So needless to say, I've had 90 minutes skip and I am looking like shit. But
Crazy. Crazy. But yeah, man, big up for being here. Oi, Jez. Arsenal Revolution TV people, and we're back, and it's going to be the grand finale today. It's going to be part 3, and we're going to be talking about forwards today. It's going to be an interesting one. But first of all, Jez, how you been?
Oh, good, mate. All good. Yep. Just done a little show with DJ and Kenny about our worst Arsenal players ever. Oh dear, oh dear. There's a few.
Do you have like an 11 you want to tell us? Who's the 11 players that you picked?
Well, we're going to do that next week. That's part 2. We just went through 25 odd players, and then next week we're going to make our final 11, and also our worst ever manager. Well, that'd be interesting, won't it? But I can only do now tonight, mate. I've got to bounce dead on just after 9 o'clock, buddy. I've got a very important phone call over to my son in New Zealand. So
bless him. Yeah, that's going to be a cool one. We're gonna have to tune into that one. By the way, people, tune into that one. Yeah, the worst Arsenal squad by Jez, DJB, and Kenny Ken. Man, that's going to be elite. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of players there. By the way, we have a lot of players, a lot of shit players that play for this club. But yeah, I don't know how you're gonna like summarize it into like 24 players. But yeah, man. Anyway, Carl, how you been today?
Evening, buddy. Yeah, not bad at all. Didn't do a stream on for the wash along yesterday due to it crashed and fell through. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But I joined up on Northside's channel afterwards, as we always do, and we had absolute bant over you and I until about 1 in the morning, I think it was. We was on there for.
Yeah.
But no, all good, mate. And ready to kickstart this one. Talking about the forwards. Yeah, this will be an interesting one to say the least. Big up to Jez. Hope he's good. And we're waiting on it. We're just waiting on everybody else to park up
to join. This is going to be an interesting one. Why? It's because we're going to be talking about forwards today. Something we lack in this team, and all that bullshit and all that myth that has been around saying that Arteta inherited a shit squad, then he's got us out of the gutter, whatever. It's all bullshit. It's all right. Now we've gone back to the same. Thereabouts the same level as the squad that he inherited. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking about forwards, but first of all, we're going to be talking about the Arsenal Fulham game. Surprisingly, we played better than usual. I had a Red Bull before the game. I thought I was going to fall asleep, as usual, but it was kind of exciting. Martinelli was on smoke yesterday somehow. I don't know. What a flick, by the way. What a goal. How long has it been we haven't seen a beautiful goal like that? How long? I mean, it's been too long. All our goals are just jammy goals, like the first one. All our goals are jammy goals, corners. Oh my God, it was great. It was a good game. It was a good game, to be honest. Arsenal played well, but Fulham did get chances, and those chances, another team like Real Madrid would take them. Another team like, I don't know, Atletico or Liverpool or City, they would take those chances. It's just that Muniz, I don't know what he was doing for that header. That was an easy tapping. You remember the header? He had a clear-cut chance. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on the game. I think we played well. But all in all, for what? The most important game is Real Madrid, actually. People out there are saying, none of you were saying to bench Gabriel in case of an injury. Well, my friend, we've been screaming since the summer that this bench is not fixed. And the summer transfer window was a 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10. Some of us gave it a 0. So we were talking about it. We were saying that this squad needs more players that are competent. Did you see the drop from Gabriel to Kivior? just a crazy drop. Adama Traore bossed it. Big up, Aaron. But yeah, man. Big up Gavin in the chat. Big up, evening, guys. Jez, what was your thoughts on the Arsenal Fulham game?
I predicted a 1-1. We ended up winning 2-1. So it wasn't far out. But yeah, nice. Well, was it a goal from Marino or was it an own goal? I don't know.
That was an own goal. Yeah. Deflection.
Yeah, I mean, totally wrong-footed the keeper, didn't it? But put that aside. Best performance I've seen from Martinelli in a very, very long time. Very long time. Lovely little scorpion kick to actually get to Saka to nut it home. Did I want Saka playing? No, but he did. Honestly, I don't understand this manager's mentality at all. He's obviously trying to force him back in. I actually have looked at the highlights of that game, and you can see that he wasn't doing an awful lot of running, Saka. He was more, I would call it jogging, to be honest.
Sure.
And that says to me he's not fully fit. He's not match fit. Being fit is one thing. Being fully match fit is a different level. And he doesn't look match fit to me. But we know what this manager's about. You know, unfortunately, we lost another player, possibly, in Gabriel. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. I just don't understand. We keep getting these hamstring problems. There's something not right here. Something is seriously not right. But it was a good win. But if you remember the documentary, Take the Piss, all for nothing. 3 points for what? What's it going to do us then? Cement second spot, first loser. So don't see the point of risking that player, Saka. We know what he's doing, guys. We've got Real Madrid next Wednesday night. He's going to force him back into that squad because he knows that's what we need. And I've seen it today. You know, all the stupid idiots out there, the deluded Arteta lovers, giving it all the large about we've missed him, he's our best goal scorer, da. Well, that's bollocks. We haven't got a striker, and we're going to go into that very shortly. So, yeah, there we are.
Now, facts. Akers is saying, Godfather Jez, salute to you, Akers. Salute to you. He's saying, Aaron, salute to you as well. William Holmes, big up, lads. Salute. We've got AFC in the building. Salute to you, my friend. Real one. Carl, what was your thoughts on the Arsenal Fulham game? Did you enjoy it?
It was still very boring and tedious. Still playing that U-shaped football, as we always known for this season. Let's be real. The goal that we scored for Saka, which was great, it was a simple tap-in header, but that cross from Moreno was absolutely dead. If Martinelli doesn't get that flick, that doesn't happen. So let's be real with that one. Overall, it was a game where again a meaningless, nothingless game. We know where our priorities are. It is Real Madrid. It's all our eggs are in the Champions League basket. I'm sort of sitting on the fence here regarding of why Gabriel went down for. On one hand, we could say yes, we've seen this injury happen to this squad multiple times with multiple players. However, also with that as well, he went out within 15 minutes. I kind of think that those sorts of injuries do happen. Those sorts of injuries do happen, not just in game time, but overall. And you know, look, we wish Gabriel all the best. I think he's going to be out minimum 2 weeks. So minimum. And that's if it's on the right side of it. If it's any more than that, you might as well just ice him for the rest of the season because he ain't going to be coming back. Right? Timber, I believe his was only an impact injury. So I think he'll be okay. But I personally will probably rest him against Everton. then get him healed up, ready for Real Madrid on next Tuesday.
I mean, we got Ben White. It might as well
he's
use Ben White. No?
adequate replacement. Adequate replacement. When I heard that Saka was coming on 65 minutes, I was like, oh God, here we go. And first of all, I was happy that I was gassed that he got the goal, because I think the emotion that come out of him when he scored that goal was actually, he went straight to the bench and straight to the medical staff. So obviously the medical staff had done their job. We have spoken gospel regarding of have they rushed him back, and so on. It seems like he was good, but Jez made a very good point. He was jogging. When did we see in that game he was making straight up sprints off that right side? We didn't see it, did we? This was his easing game, and an easy game is where you don't do too much damage. I generally think he got. I think Arteta told him to do what Salah got told with Varney's slot, which is stay on the halfway line and go forward. Don't track back. We don't want you sprinting backwards and forwards. Stay on the halfway line and stay forward. Which I think, personally, that's what Saka has to do from this point forward.
Good point. Very good.
For the remaining season. So, got 3 points. Whoop-de-doo. It might not. It probably will lead to nothing. I mean, Liverpool have just kicked off against Everton right now. So, as we said, it's out of our hands. Whatever happens.
It's all in our hands. I remember that one. But yeah.
Can I just ask a very quick question? Very quick question. Why is it now that Merseyside derbies, London derbies, like Arsenal, Tottenham, Arsenal, whatever you want to say it, why are they now played midweek? Why aren't they played at the weekend? I don't get that. That never used to happen.
It's got to be the booze, I reckon,
massive games. They're huge games. And yet they're now being played midweek. I don't understand.
I think because Tottenham are where they are, and it's just irrelevant, because they're all about money and attraction, Jez. It's all about, if Tottenham were like, let's say, in top 4 or battling for top 4, they might, what I'm saying? They might. I think that's my opinion. Obviously, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, fact. But yeah, man, we've got Vigilante in the building. Big up to you, my friend. We've got Static, Real One, Oregon Goon, Oi Oi. We've got Williams saying, I thought the first half was boring, and that we played better in the second half. I kind of agree. But overall, let's be honest, it was just individual brilliance. Like Carl said, that was a dead cross, and Martinelli turned it into magic with like it was a moment's kind of player. It was his moment, and that back heel worked, and it was a goal. I don't see us really. We didn't really affect them. I like a team performance. I don't want an individual performance or a moments kind of performance, unless you've got ballers like Real Madrid, because you've got Man United. Man United, sometimes Bruno Fernandes comes out of nowhere and whips it in, and they win the game. But are Man United good enough? No, it's just the moment. And I heard Saeed talking about it the other day as well. It's just moments. But yeah, man, big up to Vigilante. Vigilante's saying Gabriel's injury worries me. It could be another grade 3. Oh, I hope not. Gabriel
should have kicked the ball out. Should have kicked the ball out.
It isn't sort of
why
the
are we
player
still
that
playing
would
on?
go
Well, one of your men is down. The first thing you should think about, if you've got the ball and the men's down, it's like, right, kick it out. Even if it is not a head injury, just kick it out. How many times have we?
Arteta will be on your case.
How many times have we seen the opposing team have a player go down and then they just kick the ball out needlessly because their player was down, and then the crowd starts booing because you get the ball out, you're wasting time. No, not wasting time, mate. One of our men's down. And then when we lost the ball, Fulham decided, I tell you what, we're going to keep him down. You're down to 10 men now, guys. We're going to keep the ball.
Yeah,
we wasted about 3 or 4 minutes fucking around for, just to
no,
wait
it's
for
true.
Gabriel.
It's true. I think Arteta will be on your case if you kick the ball out. I think Arteta's that kind of manager. I've seen him push Partey back onto the field after telling him that he's injured. But I don't know. Who am I?
Do you want to know something really, really flipping crazy? So I actually bookmarked this on my Twitter feed, so I'm very good with this, by the way. So some knob, just say that politely, put regarding of Gabriel Magalhaes, she put, inject Gabriel with whatever that is necessary. I don't give a F. When he went down with a hamstring injury, and I'm like, and then my response was, look at this mong down here not giving a shit about player safety.
How negative. This is the thing. This is the thing. You should
True,
be
true, mate.
Yeah, but it's not like we can get any defender like Gabriel or Saliba. There's not a lot of defenders out there, and most of the good defenders are all 33, 34. They're all 35, kind of players. So you wouldn't bring them to the team because people will be like, oh, young project, blah blah blah. Anyway, point is that why would you risk that? Why would you risk that? But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Like Kivior in the as a centre back. Oh my days. Oh my days. But yeah, Oregon Goon is saying Saka's gonna have to track back against Vinny. Crazy madness. But yeah, Aaron. Oh, we had a Mazar earlier on today. You were spitting facts even before I was on the show. You were spitting facts, DJB, even deluded, man, and Kenny Ken as always. I enjoyed that show, I can't lie. But how did tell us a bit? You can tell us a bit about the show and tell us about Arsenal Fulham. What was your thoughts?
Well, I was buzzing with it because I sold my ticket. I was well happy, mate. I got paid to not fucking watch it. Well, I did watch it, but I 53 quid in my back pocket. I was somersaulting, mate. Honestly, I didn't really care about the game, really, to be honest with you. There was only sort of moments of things in the game where you think, yeah, win 2-1, buzzing, cool. What does it mean? Nothing. Who cares? Would we really care if we lost? I mean, there's a bit of momentum in it and about the real big game, which is the Real Madrid game. So I suppose the win's all right in that aspect. It's in terms for league titles or 3 points. Who cares? Who's cared for a long time? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit dead, isn't it, the league? So there's a couple of things obviously he was looking for because we knew Saka was going to play, and he did. And it seems like he's come out unscathed. He's got a goal, yeah, well and good. You know what I mean? He was in the right place at the right time. Quite an opportunistic sort of a goal. He's Martinelli's done well. He's done really well. To be fair, Martinelli, that's a good positive to come out the game. We haven't seen him play like that in a very long time. Beating men, good bit of improvisation rather for the goal. Fair dues. Long may that continue. I mean, sometimes it works for you, doesn't it? He could do that little back flick and it could go nowhere 10 times. But yesterday it went straight on Saka's nut.
Yeah.
And you scored, didn't you? That's all well and good. But the game's always a bit bittersweet, isn't it, for me? And it's also another sort of glaring, obvious example of the manager and being unable and inept to manage in game scenarios. A dead game today, I appreciate he's give Saka 30 minutes, fair enough, whatever. But why is he playing his full team out in some of these games? I don't expect us to sub everyone off, but I'm sitting there thinking you've got Real Madrid coming up in like 7 days. I'm like, why do you have to play all your centre backs and Ryan?
He doesn't trust the bench.
Yeah, like
he doesn't trust them, Aaron.
I know Gabriel didn't play his last game for Brazil because he was suspended and he come back, so he had a mini rest or whatever. But he's been flogged all season, Gabriel. Why was he playing in the 7-1 return leg against PSV? Why was he still on the field 9-3 up with 45 minutes to go? Why was he out there in the second half? It's just, do you know what I mean? It's just, and then you sit there and you think, well, that's waiting to happen, didn't you? So that's why it's bittersweet. You get your win, Saka's all right. And now Gabriel, I'm just thinking, like, you've assembled this squad over all this amount of teams, and you don't sub anyone. We could have got through Fulham game with Kivior and Saliba. I know Kivior's crap,
facts,
but you could have just took one of them off. Why do you have to play your full strongest
against
team
Leicester
every single time? Do you know what I mean? Every single time. That's what squad's for, and he just doesn't utilize it. He's not good at in-game management. And then, of course, I've said it so many times on my show and so many times recently. Timber gets himself a knock. I don't know the extent of it. I don't. But it's a ticking time bomb that. The geezer's had an ACL, which he helped cause, by the way, because he brought him back out in the second half against Nottingham Forest on his debut. Oh, ACL, bye-bye. And then he's flogged him this season. That injury to Timber's been waiting to happen. I really hope it's nothing serious, but he just can't manage his squad, man. Like, you know, who cares about the Fulham at home? You've got a great opportunity to have your best centre-back pairing against Real Madrid, because that's how we win that game. If you know, yes, we need to take our chances and that, but we need to stay in the game, stay in the centre tide to go back to the Bernabeu. Do you know what I mean? And you sit there and you're like, well, what's that? You got Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo, and you need to keep
you
them
busy.
at bay. You need to keep them at bay, and you need your fantastic centre back pairing to do it. And what have we done? We've just flogged them and allowed them to get injured. Do you know what I mean? And then you think you've got the Everton game as well coming up, which is going to be a battle on Saturday. You know what I mean? Could you imagine Saliba gets injured there? I know we haven't really got many players now to rotate him off, but like, could you imagine Saliba gets injured for that, or Rice gets injured for it, or someone? Do you know what I mean? It's just so poor on so many multiple levels. The squad management, in-game decisions and choices. You're sitting there and just think, yeah, just on my final say for it. What do you reckon now? Do you reckon our chances of beating Madrid have gone up or down with these centre back injuries? Of course they have, astronomically down, and they weren't good anyway. I sort of said before the game, maybe 15% chance of winning them. With Gabriel out, I'd probably put it down to about 7.5. Do you know what I mean? Like
Madness.
Yeah, it's craziness. It's really frustrating. But we're negative. Do you know what I mean? And we don't know what we're talking about. So
yeah, the negative community.
Fake fans, isn't it?
Whatever. Yeah, we're fake fans. Yeah, sure. Who really wants to win? Who really wants to win? Let's be honest.
Just wait forever for it as well, isn't it? Just wait forever, isn't it? In you as well, you know what I mean? Like, how long do you give him? Well, just forever, yeah.
Exactly.
Give
Is there
him
an
a
end date?
lifetime contract. Don't ever win. You know, just be patient. You know?
It's crazy.
Just be patient, everyone. I don't know.
Sounds like the government.
Just be patient.
Sounds like
he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job, everyone.
The old politicians, man, it's crazy. It's crazy out there. But Oregon Goon is saying something. Saka will have to track back to get Vinny, and that's true. Vinny's gonna keep whoever plays on the right busy, and Rodrigo's gonna keep whoever plays on the left busy, and Mbappe is gonna keep you busy. Keep our both centre back busy. If you got a Kivior, look, make sure if Kivior plays, 100% Ancelotti's going to target him. He's going to target Kivior. They've read about everything about Arsenal. You can just watch the game against Fulham and you understand that Kivior's the weakest link. And the drop-off is crazy. But yeah, man, what do we know? What happens with the set piece now? Gab's out, but I mean, we haven't scored a set piece since December. Teams have worked it out because you use some things for so long. Other teams are obviously they're reading Arsenal. You know, I swear before the game, like obviously the manager gets like a bit of insight about the other team, the opposition team, and how they play, their weaknesses, their strengths. And a lot of teams have found out, a lot of clubs have found out that our biggest strengths was a set piece. So they found us out. Oh, it's just not working. For Detten Airport Albert is Anfield tonight. Okay, big up Akers, big up Jason Carter. We know Mikel is a compulsive liar. Big up Vigilante, 100%. Akers is saying for Detta and David Moyes, all smiles tonight. In my opinion, moment players should only be strikers when in front of goals. Facts, Vigilante. That's what Liverpool do with Salah. Sometimes you see Salah not even playing. Sometimes you see him not even in the game. He's not even in the game. He's just up there waiting for that chance. Boom, goal. Do you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't do anything else. Haaland does it as well. And that's the thing. Even Vinny and Rodrigo, that's why they're very dangerous. But yeah, man. William is saying, I wouldn't expect too much from Saka. The guy needs time to recover properly. Yeah, bro, I don't want to be harsh here. I like Saka. But let's not make him out to be Messi, okay? Let's stop this. He's not Messi. He's a good player that's been obviously He's been doing well, and you know, he's carried this club. Yes, he has. But let's not act like he's a 20+ goal a season, or like he's up there with the Ballon d'Or winners and stuff like that. Like, come on, let's be honest here. But yeah, I like Saka though. I like Saka. Don't get me wrong. AFC is saying, isn't it weird I don't trust Saliba on his own without Gabriel? Hey, people don't trust Gabriel on his own without Saliba. It's just a perfect pairing. That's what it is. Yeah. Big up AFC, big up Mob Boss, big up Raid Noomski, big up Nooms, man. Big up Nooms. He's gonna be here in a second. Dazza Smoked, he's in the building as well. Liam Smith is saying, hello, Jez, hello, panel. My opinion, within the 10 years FA Cup, FA will bring in a 30-man squad to compensate for injuries, but fans will still moan about the quality of the squad players. Look, if you're talking about Arteta, he has no talent ID. Let's be honest. Did you see the drop off from, I don't know, Rice to Jorginho, for example, or Rice to Moreno, or I don't know, Gabriel to Kivior, I don't know, Calafiore to whoever comes on. It's just mad. It's just mad. Lewis Skelly to Kivior. It's just mad. It's just mad. But yeah, we need to get into this. Smash the likes up, people. Smash the likes up. I can see Arteta playing Partey at right back. Funny enough, when Timber went off and Partey went to right back, Arsenal conceded, nearly drew the game. 100%. I hope he doesn't do that. But let's get down to business, people. Yeah, let's get down to business. Let's get down there. But yeah, man. The question for today, yeah, we're going to be talking about forwards, by the way. The first question will be, would you rather Nelson or Sterling? This Sterling, not overall Sterling. Okay. Now, I'm going to go straight to Jez. Jez, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, that's a very interesting point. Earlier on this evening in the channel, we were talking about some of the worst players Arsenal have got. And Raheem Sterling has dropped off a cliff. He's robbing a living. He's not the player. He was a great player. Let's get it right. He was a very, very good footballer, but he's not anymore. And we've got the dross that we seem to like to take from Chelsea at Arsenal. God knows why we signed him. He's scored, done nothing for Arsenal. So no, not at all. I wouldn't take him. I don't even know why we even looked at him. So for me, no, it's going to be Nelson all day.
Crazy. I mean, what's the point in buying Sterling?
Now, sorry to interrupt you. Just look at what Nelson is doing now. He's actually being creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, and nah, sorry. There's no comparison. Raheem Sterling was a good player at his time. He's not anymore. He needs to piss off back to Chelsea and then resign or retire. So for me, it has to be Nelson.
I mean, if he wants to stay in London, just go to Crystal Palace, man. They got passionate fans there. Crystal Palace fans are crazy, by the way. They're crazy, man. They're very passionate about the club. I hope they win the FA Cup. I mean, I would rather them than City. But yeah, Aaron made the point earlier on, and I've heard it before from him, of course. Aaron, I love when you said we got rid of forward players and didn't replace them. People slept on that. There's a lot of people that forgot. I'm one of them. I forgot about that because we got rid of Smith Rowe, regardless if you rate them or not. Regardless, we got rid of Smith Rowe, Nelson. Who else? Fabio Vieira and Nketiah. Regardless if you rate them, of course, people. And who did we replace them? We bought Sterling, and he doesn't even trust Sterling. He doesn't play him when we're losing, when we want to score a goal. He doesn't play him at any moment when we really need goals. He doesn't even play him. He doesn't trust him. The only time he trusts him is in the cup games against Preston and teams like that. And
he brought on Saka last night, right? He risked Saka. We could have brought on Sterling.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. And this manager has showed us time and time again, he does not trust these players. And it's mad. Who bought these players? You bought them. You bought these players. What are we doing here? But yeah, man, we move on. Carl, what's your thoughts, man? Nelson or Sterling? And why?
Nelson. Even though Nelson came off a bit parts and he was the drop off when Saka gets subbed, if or when he ever gets subbed, the drop off, it was telling when Reece Nelson come on. The only thing I think, the only real highlight I see of Reece Nelson was that equalizer against Bournemouth that sent the crowd absolutely doolally. But Sterling, you're 100% right. He has robbed a living. He owes Kevin De Bruyne 75% of his wages. So, and since the bloke's come in, mate, his touch has been poor, his dribbling has been poor. He can't hit the board side of a barn with his shooting. At least with Nelson, he was trying to actually, do something. Sterling is just taking up space on the pitch. But unfortunately, this what makes it worse. Even Edu didn't want him. When you know that Edu didn't want this guy, then you've royally screwed up there. So I can't go into more detail about it. I will have to take Reece Nelson, probably because A, he'll probably do more, and B, he's more younger. If this was Sterling in his prime, I would probably choose Sterling because Sterling was actually a good player, but he's dropped off so badly.
Yeah, facts. We're not seeing anything from Sterling, and I agree. We're not seeing anything. I'm a kind of guy. If you remember, guys, I was saying at least give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? Give him a chance. But we've seen him. When he comes on, he's just not on the level. Not the kind of level we're looking for. Let's put it like that. It's not the kind of level we're looking for. Like Sterling, sorry, man. You got to go Crystal Palace, bro. Give up, man. Go South London. Crazy. But yeah, Aaron, what's your thoughts, man? Nelson or Sterling?
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Reece Nelson, this version, of course, which is what we're talking about of Raheem Sterling is, and I haven't seen Jez's show yet, but I'm really intrigued to go and watch that and see if he's in there.
Right,
I had a stream over Spiel while Jez had started. And then I went and got something to eat, but I'm nicely saving that for tomorrow morning. So
that's for work.
I'm trying to see if there's no spoilers because I've been looking.
Oh my God, Everton just hit the post.
But yeah, I'm quite intrigued to see if Sterling's made it because for me personally, it's been one of the worst signings Arsenal's ever made. I mean,
Jez, did you talk about Sterling?
No,
did you talk about Sterling? Did you guys talk about Sterling?
Second player.
Crazy madness. Sorry, Aaron. Go on, continue.
No, you're right. No, you're all good. Yeah, no, it's yeah, that's what I mean. He's one of the worst in there. I'm trying to cast my mind sort of back, and there's obviously some crap youngsters that we've signed and everything like that. But Sterling's, I mean, I know he's not been too great at Chelsea, but he's still an established player, and he's not 35. I think he was 29 or 30. Is there or thereabout? It's absolutely madness, the drop off. He's not. I reckon he wouldn't even get back into the QPR team where he started. Honestly, I think he's finished in Europe.
You don't think he can play in the Premier League? I think he can play in the Premier League.
Nah.
I mean, for obviously a lower team, kind of like a Crystal Palace.
He can't beat. The thing is, it don't matter what team you're playing in. The geezer can't beat a man. He can't finish. His confidence is completely shattered to pieces, which won't be regained, I don't think, anytime soon. Honestly, I think he's absolutely finished, completely and utterly finished at top level. I even think it would be a terrible signing if someone got promoted and signed him. I think he's that done. In England, he's absolutely finished. I wouldn't surprise me if his next move is MLS or
Saudi.
or Saudis. Yeah. I can't.
He's more likely to go Saudi, get a big payday, and then call his career, call into his career.
Yeah,
learn Arabic. I just can't see. Yeah, I just can't see what he brings to a Premier League side anymore. Like, he's just finished at the top level, I think, and And you know, yeah, you could see him. You could see someone coming in for him, you know, say whoever gets promoted or whatever, and trying to get him.
Yeah.
But I just think he's got to do the same thing. He can't do it at Arsenal, where you do have space in attack and things like that. You're not going to do it with the other teams. And it's not just he just can't beat a man. He's not doing anything. I can't even think of one.
He's
time
not
I sat there and
effective.
thought, "Oh, well, that's-"
He's not
He don't
effective.
do
He's not
anything.
effective. Yeah.
He don't do anything. He just doesn't. You probably will get that odd performance where he has a good little game, but if you're like you said, a lower down league and team, but just been promoted, fighting relegation, you don't want Raheem Sterling. He don't work. His passion for the game looks like it's absolutely deteriorated. He offers you nothing going back, nothing going forward. Why would you want him? Why would you want him in your team? Honestly, if you're fighting for the league, Raheem Sterling as a starter is or fighting to not be relegated. You know, fighting to stay in the Premier League. Raheem Sterling's the last player you want in your team. Absolute last player you want in your team. It is though, isn't it? You
Facts.
Don't do anything.
I
You
wouldn't.
don't do anything. Yeah, it's almost just by default. Raheem Nelson, you've had good moments for him, like Carl said. But yeah, Sterling has just been that poor. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if Jez did it or not. A starting 11 of all the bad ones.
I asked him.
If there was big, severe calls for him to be in it. Yeah, no good.
Is he that bad?
Poor. Give you a clue, right? When we started that stream, I started with my first worst Arsenal signing was Willian and then Sterling. And then Kenny jumped in with his, and we went round the houses. So there you go, 2 ex-Chelsea players that we've signed who have been absolute dog crap. What is going on here?
I actually think Sterling's worse than Willian. You know that?
Oh, I agree.
And on big money.
Well, no, pretty well. I don't know. Willian had one great game, his first game for Arsenal against Fulham.
Yeah,
and the last game,
he like assist 2 or 3 of them or something, didn't he? Or
in the
like
last
that,
game, I think. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think he scored a free kick or a long range effort or something. Like
yeah. I remember the last game.
Quite late into the season. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Hey, correct us if we're wrong. Chat, tell us. Did he score in the last game or was it the first game? No, the first game obviously he did well, but was it the last game? I think he scored a free kick or something.
Something.
Fulham in the first game.
Yeah. Did he score? Yeah, 2 or didn't he get a hat trick of assists or 2 assists or something like? Because Gabriel Magalhaes made his debut that game, didn't he? And he scored from a corner.
Something like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
You don't even. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Is that all right? Yeah. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's your turn now to talk about Nelson, but don't be not because you're Jamaican, you're gonna side with Sterling. Don't do that. Don't be biased.
Listen, I'll tell you this now. I've got to be careful what I say. So Rashid has allowed me to just share something on the screen.
Yeah,
is that all right with you, lads? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, can I share it?
Let's see this. Yeah, of course.
That comes up.
I'm gonna share it.
Norms.
I've shared it.
I didn't realise he was your boy. Like, do you know what I mean?
He's not my boy. He's not my boy.
He's
not my boy.
That's what I said, Aaron. That's what I said. You think I just said that because hey, he's his boy. They're friends. He's gonna say Sterling.
He's not my boy. I'm his agent. Yeah.
Okay.
No. So it's your fault he's here then, Normski, right?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what happened there. Yeah. I was in Jamaica. I just got off the plane in Kingston, and I was thinking, I looked over across the way. I thought that looks like Sterling. So I've gone waltzing over there, and I've gone, all right, Sterling, all right, mate, how you doing? I said, listen, Sterling, mate, you got to come good, man. Right? I didn't say, I mean, you need to fix up. So I thought, you know what I mean? I said, Sterling, in a nice roundabout way, you need to come good. You know what I mean?
Did it work?
It didn't. It didn't work. It didn't work, people. It did not work. It did not work. But listen.
So, Normski, what you're telling me is you're not much of a coach, then, are you?
More of a scout.
Definitely. Jeds, I'm more on the level of Arteta.
Yeah.
No, you're not that bad, mate. You're not that bad.
Yeah.
No, but
say that,
I mean,
yes,
listen,
funny.
the choice between Sterling and Nelson all day long, Nelson. The version of Sterling is not a nice version that we're seeing right now.
Fact.
You know, comes on. What does he do? What does he offer? It's like he's lost his powers. You know, like was it what's that thing? What's the name? The old basketball thing. Disney old basketball thing. What's it called again?
Space
Where
Jam.
they lose their powers. Space Jam. Yeah.
Space Jam.
That's what's
yeah.
happened.
Space
That's what's happened to Sterling, man. He's been Space Jam. He's been Space Jam, and it's not nice to see. It's not nice to see. And Nelson, obviously, Aaron said he's obviously younger and he'll offer more. But yeah, hands down,
He's just not
it has to be.
effective, is he now, Norms? He's just not effective. That's what it is. He's just not effective.
Yeah.
And every time we bring him on, nothing changes. That's the thing. When we used to bring Ethan on, you'd see something change. You know, Ethan will start creating and whatever, moving the ball around, scoring a goal, assist. Like we don't see it from Sterling.
No,
so
no,
yeah, big up to you. Big up to you for not siding with him, because I thought that he was gonna side with Sterling. I was a bit skeptical at first, but yeah, man. Like, big up, man. Big up, of course, man. But yeah, we move on, people. Look, man, it is what it is. Boy 10 is saying Saliba will be fine. Big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. Vigilante is saying, oh, sorry, Boy 10 is saying we already knew Sterling was finished when City sold him. We're no longer interested in him. Takes a lot for City to sell an English player, considering their home ground quota demands. Facts, Boy 10, bro. Always coming in with the facts, bro. Big up to you, my friend.
City move like Madrid with their players. Once they know they're about to hit their peak, they get them out there. They get them out there pretty sharpish.
Yeah,
man.
We should have signed him. We should have signed him after he left Liverpool. We should have signed him when he was at Liverpool. That's when we should have signed Sterling. He was more faster, and yeah, obviously he needed to be polished, but still, there was a player in there. But Vigilante saying the only good thing is Sterling is on loan. We aren't gonna be stuck with Raheem the Dream. I mean,
I've just found there's something I've just come across on that one. Sorry, Rashid. Right? Tottenham had Timo Werner on loan. What was their first signing? They signed into a contract.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the uproar? Can you imagine the uproar if we end up freaking signing this dude too? Even if it's like a year's contract or something,
I can't see it happening.
No, I can't see it.
But Berta wouldn't allow it. Wouldn't allow it, mate. You know?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
We got Big Berta now. I don't think that's gonna happen, but you never know with this club, because I don't think Berta's gonna start working until this manager leaves. That's when you're gonna start seeing Berta, but that's for a conversation for another day. Boy 10 is saying Space Jam. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to Martin Mason, bro. He's saying to the panel, how much do you think, assuming both definitely go, that Partey and Jorginho much will be truly missed? I don't think Jorginho will be missed. I'll be real. How many minutes has he played? Aaron?
Yeah. Who's that? Jorginho?
Yeah,
barely any, man. He's been sparingly used this season, isn't he? Really sparingly. Partey's pretty much been there or thereabouts.
Yeah, he's done well.
In
terms of his injury, you know, I mean, he's kept fit, which is really good.
Yeah. Whereas Jorginho's been so bit part, isn't he? So big bit part, rather.
Oh wait, I think I've crashed.
He's frozen, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone. But obviously, come back. Yeah, I was just gonna cover for you then. Well, what I'll do while you're figuring that out, Rashid, just quickly, I'll read this out from my dad. Hi, father. You're calling Crystal Palace a lower team, but if they win the cup, then they have done something you haven't. I think he's trying to say in 5 years. I mean, look, Arsenal's trophy haul is almost as bad as your typing there, Dad. You know what I mean? It's no good enough. It's not good enough. And yeah, look, I'd actually think I think you would agree with me here, Dad, wouldn't you? In that you'd rather see Crystal Palace win the league, wouldn't you? surely you wouldn't go for a Man City or anything like that. But no, I suppose the point that what you're saying is yes, it does mud us really in any way, shape, or form. If any of these teams win the FA Cup, I mean, if City win the FA Cup, it's embarrassing that they've had such a shambles of a season and they've still picked up the world's oldest football trophy. Do you know what I mean? Or cup competition trophy. That'd be embarrassing. And then you think if Unai Emery wins it at Aston Villa, that's got its own level of embarrassment. And then you've also got to think of, Nottingham Forest maybe doesn't bring that sort of amount, but I'd rather keep it in London for Crystal Palace. I've not really got anything sort of against them, but either way, it doesn't sit pretty. If they do win, if any of them win it, you know what I mean? It's still it's glaringly obvious that Arsenal's failed yet and yet, time and time again. We're never going to win it if we can't get past the third or fourth round, Dad. It's just
but Aaron, but you know what though? Some people are just happy to just exist in the league and not win a trophy.
Yeah.
That's on the other side, but you only have to look at what Newcastle did winning the League Cup. Did you see their parade?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, the amount of support out there.
But I'm saying though,
for the smallest trophy you could possibly win in the English domestic calendar. But who cares? Because it is a trophy. At the end of the day, your team gets to celebrate it. The fans, look how bloody excited and emotional that the fans were when that bus was going through the
you know what,
Newcastle.
Carl, at the start of this season, right, a lot of the fans, because we all had this expectation about going in and winning the league, but at the same time, you was hearing stuff from fans to say, look, we need to win some kind of domestic trophy as well, to just try and get us in that winning mentality mood, right? And, they kind of put in order of which was the ones that we're likely to win. And the Carabao Cup was one that we was likely to go and win. We totally threw it away in the semi-finals over 2 legs against... We could have been what Newcastle were doing the other day, yeah? Thousands would have come out. Thousands. That North London or wherever they would have done the thing, it would have been crazy. But what I'm trying to say is that why are people, dimming down the Carabao Cup or any kind of domestic cup? Why is it that they think that winning a cup is... Well,
their manager, Norms, their manager actually rates the Community Shield. When he got cornered, then he was...
But I just don't get how people can, put down finishing in second place over, winning a trophy. That's my thing.
It gets you Champions League.
That's just baffling to me, because whose fault it is? It's Wenger's fault, because he said finishing 4th place is like a trophy, and everybody laughed. Everybody laughed at him. But look what all the clubs are doing now.
Yeah,
not facts. Facts.
And this team needs to get something over the line, doesn't it, Norms? And a Carabao Cup.
Aaron, get something over the line. It brings winning mentality. If you're going to settle for the mediocrity, which we are doing now, finishing second 3 years in a row, and we can't guarantee that we're going to finish second this year, but I'm just saying, if we do finish, it's the worst second place challenge that we've done out of the 3, because we totally regressed in terms of our points tally, in terms of the style of football, in terms of what we did in the window. It's a whole combination of everything. The owners, Mikel Arteta. And
I want to ask something, guys. I want to ask something, really. When we watch all the games, right? When you really watch this team, do you really think? And this is a question to the chat as well. But smash up the likes and sub to everyone here. Sub to the team, man. Sub to the team. Do you really believe though, or sorry, I lost the train of thought. When you were watching all the games, do you really think that we deserve to be second?
Not really.
Not really. No, I think I'll tell you who deserves to be second. No. Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I can go with that.
I look at Nottingham Forest and what they've done this season. I think they deserve to be second.
Yeah,
I know it's controversial and whatever, but we've been playing shit. We've been winging so many games. Set pieces.
Other teams have been playing shit.
The whole league on the whole has been rubbish.
United,
Yeah.
Let's go back a few years. Let's go back to 2016, right? Leicester City won that league, right? Arsenal were the only team to beat them twice that year.
Yep.
Leicester City won that because Arsenal couldn't get it over the line against Man United, Man City, and Chelsea. Man City couldn't get it over Man United and Chelsea. So we were basically kicking ourselves in the face, those three teams. We couldn't get it over the line against Tottenham, and Tottenham couldn't get it over the line against us, and they couldn't get it over the line. So what was happening here was
we was all having our own little battle.
That's a Royal Rumble.
we had a loose cannon in Leicester City that were beating all the teams apart from Arsenal to walk in and take the league. Everybody else was having a little punch up behind the scenes and not even thinking about
what's going on. Yeah.
And so they walked away and they won it.
Yep.
If anybody at that time, if you think back, if Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal had really turned up in that league, they would never have won that.
No.
But we were not consistent enough. Arsenal weren't consistent enough against the other team and the lower teams, nor Man City, nor Man United, nor Chelsea, nor Liverpool. Liverpool were going through free fall, if you remember. Tottenham couldn't get it over the line either. So Leicester City walked away. What's happened this season is Liverpool stepped up to the plate. They've done the business. Arsenal, we've got lucky because Man City, Man United have fallen off a cliff completely. Chelsea have disappeared. Tottenham have been absolutely crap.
They've lost more than they've won.
Yep.
And the fact of the matter remains, Arsenal have tippy-toed and got it to second.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do we deserve to be there? No. But we are there, and we've got this same old bullshit of the Arteta sexuals, right? That are thinking, oh well, we're in second. That's first loser. It's first loser, gentlemen. Yeah. And yet they consider this because they've never seen Arsenal win fuck all. Most of these little muppets, right? And I'm going to go back and watch the show you were on earlier, Aaron, because DJ and Kenny told me about it.
Yeah.
And these two deluded idiots came on towards the end, right? I'm going to have a watch of this. The fact is, these people have never seen us win anything. So they've latched on. They've latched on to the fact of Arteta. He's the Messiah. He's the greatest thing Arsenal have ever had. Well, you're going to grow up very quickly, gentlemen, because at the end of the day, not talking to the panel, I'm talking to them, is you're going to learn very, very fucking quickly this guy is not the Messiah, and he is going to go out this door very quickly. Because at the end of the day, things are going to change at the club. It might take a season. But it will happen. And what are they all going to do when he goes? Fuck off with him. All right? Just go. Let's get out of the club.
They ran out of excuses. I was on that show as well.
Did you go in it as well, Rashid?
Hey man, I ran out of excuses. Me and Aaron bossed it.
I've got to watch it. I had to come off and go on my show, so I was thinking, God. Did you see? I was in the chat. I was in the chat.
Oh, was you? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I've got really bad sleep. I've got really bad sleep deprivation, but even now I've got to now go back after the stream and watch it.
No, I know exactly where to pick it up because DJ had to leave. Kenny had to leave because the chat kept saying Kenny needs to talk. Yeah, but then because you had to go over to on Jez's show, it couldn't happen. So I thought then you was left, and Aaron's going, "Oh my God, you left me alone." and then I've heard Deluded said, "Do you want to come on, Rashid?" And I will be coming on. Thank you very much. So don't give it all away. I'm gonna go and watch it with.
Of course, I'm gonna back my brother 100%.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna be there. Back my brother. He was bossing it anyway. He didn't need me, but
Yeah.
but we were there,
It's good to
and
have
there
you.
was no excuses because we came in with facts after facts after facts after facts. We did not
Yeah.
stop. We did not stop. But yeah, man. Listen, and even the chat. I'll be real. Yeah, you know, Deludi's chat. Yeah, his audience. They were all agreeing with us. Not all, most of them. Most of them were agreeing with us.
Yeah.
And the change is
Yeah, I didn't
soon.
think it'd go that way. Yeah.
Yeah, like Jez said, the change, the end is near. It is going to take a season. I'm convinced that it's going to take a season. I'm convinced. But a lot of people will change. There's a lot of people on the fence, by the way. Not a lot of, I mean, there's Arteta ins and there's people on the fence. They're starting to see reality. They're starting to see the truth. Because you can't erase factual information. You can't. You just can't. But listen, man, we move on. We move on. Toronto Guna, big up Canada. Big up Canada, man. Hey, did any of you were on Insta? Do you watch those memes where like they have like Canada slang? Hey, if you don't, you gotta go watch it. You gotta go watch it. It's crazy. Their slang is crazy, man. But yeah, man. William Holmes is saying, I can't believe some people are actually comparing Moreno with Giroud. Talk about hype. Crazy. Even though I don't rate Giroud when he was at Arsenal. No, I don't rate him. How do I explain this? I wanted a better striker than him. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? He did well after he left us, and he won a ton of trophies, that guy. I don't know how he did it, but his link up was sick. I'll give him that. His link up was sick. But yeah, Boyten is saying he can't talk about Sterling honestly. What did you tell Arteta to convince that signing Sterling on loan? What did you tell Arteta? What did you tell him, Norms? I think this one's for you. Big up DJ Crane.
What did you tell Arteta to convince him that signing Sterling on loan would be all right? Yo,
Man.
Listen.
Big up the Gelante in the chat, bro. Big up Boyten. Big up William. We had a lot of opportunities to close the gap on Liverpool. And by the way, people, we weren't on the title race. We at no point of this season we were in the title race. And the football's been dreadful from the start. It's been shit. It's been shit, man. Akers is saying, I wish that Fraudetta will be sacked. One more year of this shit, Akers.
Rashid, just quickly before you read that one out, I need to ask Norm something as well, because I know he's obviously got Raheem as a client of his. Have you got any other clients like Raheem Sterling you're thinking of bringing to Arsenal? Because please,
no.
Can you just give us a heads up? I don't want to be an emotional.
Do you know what? That when I bumped listen, when I bumped into that was during the actual international break. It was in the international break. So this wasn't even before like the transfer window or nothing like that, mate. This was when he was with the club.
I just don't want you bringing any more clients to the carpet, as they say.
Please.
If you know they're of the skill level, otherwise I'm blaming you, Norms. I'm already blaming you now for the Sterling, but it's all your fault.
You know what? And the thing is, now you're gonna clip that picture. Now I should have done it. I should have done it.
Hey, can I just say this to you? Right, I've got a lot of faith in you, but in the summer transfer window, right? Could you go and like for 2 months go and live on the Isle of Wight, so you're not having any influence on anybody?
yeah. Handcuff him to a radiator and all, so while he's there, so he can't get his phone.
No more Jamaicans, man. No more Jamaicans, except if it's baby.
Yeah, Sterling. Yeah. Don't worry, man. I've signed the deal. Yeah, 2 more years.
Yeah.
Oh my days. I hope that never happens. But yeah, man. Martin Mason.
Oh god, no, God.
Go on, Aaron. It's all right. Go on.
I was just going to say, if I start reading links to Sancho or something, I'm coming for you, Normski. I swear to God, I'm going to be dropping you a DM. I was like, is this anything to do with you? Is this your fucking work, Norms?
Oh, facts, man. Crazy. But Martin Mason has a question for the panel, especially in terms of Arteta. How much of an influence do we all think Berta will have in terms of hiring and firing is he going beyond just player recommendations? I'm gonna give my opinion, and then we'll go Jez, and we'll go to the rest. But I think that Berta's job, at first, he's just gonna give Arteta a bit of rope. He's gonna let him do his thing, whatever, let him fail that season, and then he's gonna walk in. That's my opinion, man. But Jez, what's your thoughts?
Right, I think there's three parts to this equation, right? I think he's going to come in. He's going to sit there. He was at the game last night. He didn't look very impressed. Right, he on camera, he didn't look overly impressed by it all. But I'm not going to put a lot of credit to that. He's going to come in. He's going to certainly look at finances. He's going to look at what we're paying for certain players, what we need to get rid of, and what we can do in. He basically, I think, in my honest opinion, is that the Cronkies, Josh Cronkies, said we need to sort some shit out here, because Aaron brilliantly on a show a month ago or something like that put all the facts and figures on the table. And it's an unsustainable situation that Arsenal are in. We can't keep throwing money down the toilet like we are. We're a big club. Yes, we've got money. Yes. But you can't keep throwing hundreds of millions of pounds away. So I think this guy is going to, let's look at his track record at Atleti, right? He's no mug. This guy is no mug. And he's going to look at this and think, okay, right, okay, let's have a look and see what happens. When it comes to the end of this season, I think he's going to be looking at who's going to go out and who can we get in. Now, that's going to be a very key question. Who can we get in? Because will this guy, Berta, trust or recommend further release of money? He's the technical director. Don't forget, gentlemen, he has a massive, massive influence on the board. His job is to recommend players in, players out, and should we release the money. So there's a two-pronged sword there, right? I think it's quite obvious that there's not a great love between Arteta and this guy. We haven't seen them together yet in any sort of form of press conference. When he was announced on Sunday, Arteta wasn't there. So I think there's a lot of pressure now being put on Arteta, and he's going to be thinking like that. He's looking over his shoulder, because this guy is no fool in Berta. And the third part of this is he will recommend players out. And I'm pretty certain the first ones out will be Sterling, see you later. You're gone. Go back to the Chelsea pensioners. Right, it's only down the road. Right, Chelsea Pensions Hospital is only down the road from Stamford Bridge. Get your red coat, go in there, put your hat on and fuck off. Right, at the end of the day. And he will recommend who comes in and who goes out. And I would not be at all surprised that by Christmas, Arteta is hung. I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Oh, facts. So you heard the man, Nomski. You're not getting that bonus. So don't be having you're not getting that bonus.
You're fired. You're fired as an agent, right?
You're fired.
Big up, man. But what's your thoughts on this, Carl?
Now, what's it? Let me just. What's the old Alan Sugar do? He goes, "You're fired."
Fired. But.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Carl? Carl?
Sorry,
El Muto.
Yeah, I didn't mean to mute myself there. No, I agree with what Jez has said. I think Andrea, look, he has a proven track record of not only buying in players that are cheap, but also of quality. But he also knows how to sell them on when either they're hitting their peak or they're also at a very, very high level. When you get teams like Real Madrid or Barcelona come knocking, you can't exactly turn that down, can you? So, but we have to start becoming a selling club. We have to, because we're not getting the best out of these players, certainly with this manager at least. I kind of do think that he is going to stay for another season, much to our disgust. Yeah. But I think this is Josh Kroenke now putting his foot down and saying, "Okay, enough's enough now." You know what has happened, and that press conference, but also not press conference, but the report on Arsenal.com regarding Bertus' words and Josh Kroenke's words during their signing and that. At no point in the Kroenke's tenure, since they've been here since 2007, have they ever said two words, major trophies. They've never said that until that point. That's basically Josh Kroenke putting his foot down saying, okay, it's time to start acting now like a big club. It's time to start winning. That's what Josh Kroenke has basically said in a nutshell. He's brought Berto in to bring in new talent and start winning properly. Arteta is now on he's now on that bridge of death at Squid Games. He's on that bridge of death at Squid Games. We're going to see if he survives without breaking glass. But if we get absolutely battered, and I mean Bayern Munich's 10-2 style battered by Madrid over these 2 legs, I don't think he can carry on.
No.
I just don't think he can carry on. If you lose by 1 or 2 goals to Madrid, okay, all right. We were up against it anyway, but it is what it is. But if you get us absolutely slapped around, home and away, I think Bert will say to Kroenke, I think it's time to pull the plug.
Thing is though, mate, I hear everything you say, and I agree with what you're telling me. But right, when you're in the Champions League, right, and we are not great in the Champions League, but once again we're in a quarter final. Even if we lose, let's say 2-1 at home, 2-0 away, that is enough to say, seriously, that's enough to say, nah, come on, mate, you got to go. We don't have to be battered 10-2 like we did against Bayern Munich. At the end of the day, you failed. That's the last thing we're playing for now is the Champions League. So even if you lose 1-0, 1-0, it's enough to say, nah, sorry, mate, you got to go. Other clubs have done it. Other clubs have done that.
It will be 5 years.
Well,
It'll be 5 years.
You failed.
5 straight years he hasn't won a trophy. There's a comment in here, Rashid. You could do it, guys. He said, boys, can you answer this? Saw some Top Gooners say it took Fergie 7 years at United to win something. How would you counter-argue that? It's factually incorrect. Alex Ferguson won the FA Cup in 1990 against Crystal Palace.
I can't see.
Did he come in the 86-87 season?
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, only won the league in 92, 93. So that would have been within 7 years.
Yeah. So what did you
Yeah,
I mean, he had a CV.
It's just being top gooner, yeah. Because in 7 years, I'm sure he come in 86, 87, there or thereabouts. So that would be 92, 93 would fit in 7 years. He won the Premier League, didn't he?
So it's factually wrong.
And Cole's saying didn't he win a fucking League Cup and all?
No, he won. No.
No, he just won the FA.
No, come on. He won the League Cup before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he won the League Cup and all. Yeah, that's literally what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm sure he won that in 1990. Let's have a little look.
I mean, he had a CV. He won with Aberdeen, so it's not like Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta's first club was Arsenal. He had Alex Ferguson had a CV.
Yeah,
he came there with baggage.
So Alex Ferguson, Manchester United. Yeah, so he did come in that season. 86 November 86 he came, so the 86-87 season. He won the League Cup in 91-92, so I was wrong with that. I've got it confused, I think, with the FA Cup, which he won in 89-90, and the Premier League in 92-93. So he'd done the domestic treble, obviously not in the same season, but in that 7 years, he'd done the domestic treble. And after a third year, he won the FA Cup. A 86-87 season, joined 89-90, he won the FA Cup. Then 91-92 League Cup, then 92-93 the league.
Didn't he win in Europe at Aberdeen as well?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
100%. I've got it right.
Real Madrid. Was it Real Madrid?
Yeah, Real Madrid.
He did.
Yeah, I think.
So
I think.
So top tier for Aberdeen, Alex Ferguson. He won the Scottish Cup in 81-82, 82-83, 83-84, and 85 and 86. The Scottish Premier Division in 79-80, 83-84, and 84-85. The Scottish League Cup in 85-86. The European Cup Winners' Cup against 82-83.
Something tells me he's got pedigree. Something tells me he's got pedigree.
He'd already done. He would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He'd already won 10 trophies with Aberdeen by the time he got there, and then he won his first trophy with Manchester United inside 3 years.
That's
so
the
yeah,
thing.
the top gooner ain't got a fucking clue.
It's I mean, fair play for the comment from "You can't do it, guys." You can do it, guys. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, it's not his opinion, is it? You just
don't believe, mate. Fair play to you. I don't know how old you are. Respect to your comment. Don't believe these wankers, mate, because they don't know what the shit they're talking about. Most of them weren't even born.
Yeah. See, what it is they're always trying to justify what Arsenal are doing. Yeah. So they have to go and look at another cup and say, and it's just this overprotection. And I've never seen a manager like Arteta being so overprotected and getting factual information wrong as well. Because we've just proved it here tonight. Not to say the guy that just put the question in the chat, it's you.
He's just
heard
it.
Yeah, you just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where was that? Where was the? This is what I don't get, Nornsky and gentlemen on the panel and the chat. Where was the fucking love for one of the most successful managers in 9 years at Arsenal Football Club, Jules Graham? What he achieved. What he I mean, come on. He won our second European trophy, right? Cup Winners' Cup. Yeah.
And I lost, sadly.
And I lost, yes. Right. And, you know, where was the love for him? Where's the love now? Like that man gets the total disrespect. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. And this absolute arsewipe of a manager, right, who's won an FA Cup. Yeah, fair play. Not, I mean, I've had rows with Lee on this one. Right, me and Lee have gone head to head on this one. Right, with rutted antlers, and I said, well, it wasn't his team. Lee doesn't agree with me. That's fair play. You know, we all have. You know, everybody thinks that Lee and I agree on everything. We fucking don't. I can assure you. Backstage, me and Lee have had proper row. Not nasty, but you know, we've had just debates.
Loud debates.
Yeah, healthy.
And I mean 2 or 3 hours of debating on it, right?
Yeah, that can happen.
But that's the respect that Lee and I have for each other. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to actually put credence in certain things, you know. And I'm sorry, but no. Jules Graham should have the ultimate respect from any real, and I'm saying real, Arsenal fan. Because unfortunately nowadays, what we haven't got real Arsenal fans at the Emirates. It was the worst thing we ever did was going to the Emirates. It's an absolute shit show of a place. And yeah, I mean, Benjamin, no, he was corrupt. That's why. Yeah, but Benjamin, man, so was Alan Sugar with Terry Venables. Terry Venable, you telling me Alan Sugar, Lord Sugar, if you want to call him that now, right? He's a billionaire. You telling me he's got there by not being corrupt? You don't make money, mate, to be a billionaire without being corrupt.
What's the saying? Is it if it walks like if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck?
You're telling me, Benjamin, but George Graham was as corrupt as Terry Venable was at the same period of time, and other managers. Harry Redknapp. Let's talk about him, shall we? He wasn't exactly honest, was he? When he was at West Ham. So, yeah, I mean, we can all argue about this. We can all argue about that. But at the end of the day, the fact is, my point is this: what George Graham achieved in 9 years, right, at Arsenal, that man deserves recognition. Sorry, that's my opinion.
He don't get it nowhere near enough.
He became manager of Tottenham Hotspur. I don't give a shit about that. That's after he left. And yeah, we can all come up with the old argument, right? Yeah, Herbert Chapman.
Yep.
He played for fucking Tottenham.
Yeah. I looked up the history on that. Yeah.
That was where I was going to go, Jez. If you didn't just mention it, then I thought you would, but I was going to chip in with that. Yeah. It was all right then, isn't it? You know
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's good to read that because that's why Jez got me like watching Jez's channel and that. It got me reading up all on Wikipedia and all of them. So obviously I wasn't born in those days. I was born in 1967. So my first recollection of a game was the 1971 game. I was only 4 or 5, but I always remember. And my missus, right, she's a couple of years older than me, 2 years older than me. She started supporting Liverpool when they lost against that team, that 1971, when we done the double in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Right. And I always remember Emily News crying out his eyeballs. Yeah, I just always had that picture in my head. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, as kids, like, I don't know, Jed, you know, back in the day, we used to collect the old books with the stickers.
Yeah,
like,
I've got
you know, do you remember those? Yeah,
yeah, you used to swap in
swap and all, all that.
You have a little tobacco tin, wouldn't you? And you'd like, I'll give you 3. I remember. Like,
I'll give you, you'll have that. You'll have 3, and I'll take your 2.
I'll take Alex Stepney, and I'll give you 3 of these, Leicester players or something. Because
remember in those days, like the teams that were in those leagues, were languishing now in like League 2 and some even in non-league teams. Yeah, you wouldn't recognise those teams back then that were playing and in the top flight. You know what I mean?
Do you know, it's funny you say. Oh, go on. Yeah,
you've got to admit, for my age, having watched Herbert Chapman, I look pretty good, didn't I?
Yeah, mate.
$1 million,
yes,
mate.
you do.
Fucking million.
I didn't expect that.
He's going to be going on the catwalk with Calafiori soon, isn't he?
Jota's just scored.
Oh shit! Did he?
Great individual goal as well. Great individual goal.
Yeah. I mean, it was bound to happen, but yeah, we move on.
Norms. Just quickly have to say it because it just brought me back a little bit, obviously to a different sort of area. But you know, when you're saying you collected yours in tobacco tins, your football stickers, it was a game changer when I was a kid because I obviously collected them in the park, in school and all of that. We I don't know if you ever remember Persil, you know, like the washing sort of shit. They bought around, it might have been like the mid-90s or in the 90s, they bought this little net around with a blue little drawstring where you'd throw it in there. And we'd put our cards in there, Pokemon cards at the time, football cards. They bought that out. And then all of a sudden, Persil or whatever they were bought that out. And everyone was in school the next day with the same like little net where they get the tablets in there. I remember taking it out. And I just have to say that I can't think what year it was, but I needed Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank for Leeds. And my mate Charlie, he had it. And I said to him, I was like, I'll give you all of these cards for it. And he wouldn't have it, even though he had 2 of them. So anyway, I persuaded him to swap it. And I just remember grabbing all of my old cards and just lobbing them all in the air because he was being such a tight gear. And everyone's just fighting all over the cards. I said, here we go. Jimmy Floyd, in you go, completed book. No, it just brought me back. Quality.
One of the things I enjoyed as a kid was the sticker book, was the Merlin sticker book every Premier League season. Just collecting all the stickers, going to the off license and paying.
I remember that
like 50p for packs of like, you get like 5 or 6 in a pack or some reason, and you always end up with the same crap player in every single pack.
You never get Thierry Henry and you never get Thierry Henry and yeah, facts, man. Yeah, good times.
Normski, you remember this? Do you remember back in the? I've got one. I mean, You used to get like when your dad went to the petrol station, people like BP and Shell would do these little packets. You, however much you spent, you'd get a little packet with a coin in it, or a badge or something. And I remember the 1970 World Cup, and I've done it. I've got one, right? And it's a blue thing like that, and you used to have to press the England football team into their relevant Bobby Moore, Norman Hunter, and all that lot into it, and it's like a cardboard thing. You put it in there. I've got mine. I was looking the other day. Do you know at auction they go for nearly $3,000 if they're
Whoa!
Is it
Madness.
$3,000?
I'm going to pay a visit to your house, Jez.
Yeah.
Mate, you'll probably get lost on the east wing, the west wing. You know what I mean?
No, you have to get
That's if you get past security and that.
You have to get past the wife first. Good luck.
Jez, just randomly, yeah. If you haven't, have you got one of your sticker books to hand, or is it like you've not got it like anywhere?
No, I have got them. I'll have to dig them out. I've got the World Cup 70. I've got the I don't know what it's called now, but it was like all the teams in 70, 71. And it's like teams like Carlisle United, and all that, Leicester City, West Brom, Jeff Astle, all that lot. Yeah, I've got them all. I've got all. I mean, I probably stopped collecting them in about 1975, something like that. But I'll dig them out.
Yeah, man. I'd love to have
I have got my blue World Cup 70 with all their plastic coins. You used to have to press into the thing to make it. Was like a circle thing, like that.
I was free, Jez. I was free, mate. I didn't get that, mate.
I've got loads like that. Petrol garages used to do them. If you like, whatever how much petrol was back then, if you spent a certain amount of money, you'd get a 1 coin or 2 coin or 3 coin. I used to take them to school, and you'd like, well, I've got a Bobby Moore, and everybody go, oh fucking, you've got Bobby Moore. Oh fucking hell, man. Well, we didn't swear, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, some people. And you go, right, I'll give you Peter Shilton. I got him. I got him already. Right, what about Norman Hunter? No, I ain't got him. So you do a deal. Like that's how it was in the playground.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, yeah.
Crazy. You're doing transfers. But yeah, man.
Yeah. Also the early days of transfers. Yeah,
early days of transfers. That
better than Nolte.
But yeah, man. Big up, man.
I ain't gonna live that down now, mate.
I know. That's it.
Yeah,
we always thought you was an agent of the Matrix. Now we're just an agent of Sterling and that. What's going on? He is an agent, isn't he? Agent Norms.
Just pretend you didn't see that. That was actually, you was just in the Matrix. It didn't really happen. It really didn't.
Yeah. There is no spoon.
Hey, gentlemen, I've got to bounce. I've got to make an important phone call.
All right, mate. Take it easy, Jez.
Take care, Jez.
Take care, Jez.
Take care, gentlemen. It's a great show as always. Brilliant. And I'll catch you all. Much love to you all.
Yeah,
Go and support these channels. All these gentlemen. They're great. They're absolutely stunning. And I love being on here. And take care, all. Yeah. Take care.
Take care. Peace.
Take care, bud. Have a good evening.
Subscribe to Jez, people. Subscribe to Jez. But yeah, man, we move on. Nat's starting the building. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I know I'm very late again and all of that, but
okay.
yeah, life happens and it is what it is. But I'm here, better late than never, and yeah, just thanks for having me on because again, like I've mentioned before, you don't have to do this. Neither of you, like Aaron, I've said this to you before as well, and same applies to you, Carl. Normski in the future as well. One day. Go on your channel and all that. Don't worry, I'll be on my best behaviour as well. I know how you operate. No problem. I can switch to family mode That's the only other mode that I have.
PG,
That is
PG
yes,
mode for me,
exactly.
please, yeah?
No problem. No
'Cause
problem.
my wife will clip me around the old hero. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no problem. No problem. I understand the assignment, sir. I do understand the assignment. But yeah, no.
Fact.
Yeah, brilliant. Was it just very quickly because I know because I messaged you yesterday, Rashid, last night. I was at the game yesterday, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, took my brother, or my brother took me actually, but it was his first game, which I didn't know. I thought he'd have gone like either once or twice before, but yeah, I was like, I had to be there in it, and yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe it's just like because where we were at, because we're kind of.
It
like
depends
North
the
Bank
area.
Upper.
It depends where you are. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like North Bank Upper and all of that. But yeah, like it was fine. No issues, no bust ups, no nada. So no one's gonna come looking for me and all of that. No top
They
gooners,
won't.
no nothing. So yeah,
They won't.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried either way, bro. I can handle myself. I'll just leave it at that for legal reasons.
I'm sure
innit?
you
Of course.
can. I'm sure you can, Marvin. But yeah, man.
But
Listen,
big up everyone and yourself, bro, Rashid. Of course,
of course,
always.
man. Of course, man. Hey, like and subscribe, bro. It's been nice. It's been nice. This stream's been lit so far. We're gonna continue though, people. We're gonna move on to Nicolas Pepe or Trossard. Who would you rather? Now, this is a tough one.
Oh,
You get me, because Trossard is a moments player, and when you look at it, so is Pepe.
Pepe, yeah.
You know, but Trossard's problem is the inconsistency. I've seen Pepe be consistent for like 10 games or 11 games. That's something I didn't see in Trossard, even though I rate him very highly. But we talked about this before, obviously, Aaron, early on today. We were saying that because of how much we bought Pepe for, it's just that kind of like it kind of like tilts to Trossard's side. But yeah, I would go for a tie. I'll just call it a tie, to be honest. But yeah, Carl, what's your thoughts, man? Who'd you rather and why?
Trossard, when he first came in, baller. We knew he was a baller at Brighton when he came in, hit the ground running. He is an impact sub, but when he does come on as a sub for his, he usually turns up really well. The problem is though, you know, he has kicked up a stink about not being able to start games. When he has started games, he's actually been woeful. Now when he's coming off the bench, he looks even more woeful. Well, we all probably know the reason why. Pepe, I'm just going to say this. He got scapegoated when he was at Arsenal. Yeah. He got scapegoated. He had real good quality about him. But Arteta just did not like him for whatever reason. Maybe it's the same reason as Aubameyang. Maybe he had a character. Maybe he had a bit of a chip on his shoulder or whatnot. But Pepe did come up with some crucial goals. It's hard for this one, but
you can go tie, by the way. You can go tie.
No, I'll stick to my guns. I'm going to go Pepe.
I thought Carl was frozen there.
Yeah, me too. Like the silence.
The mute is got shit.
Facts, bro. Yeah. Hey, big up Touchline in the chat, bro. Big up Touchline, bro. Hey, trust the process, by the way.
Yeah, unlucky Touchline. Unlucky, mate. 1-0 to the O. Unlucky, brother. Don't worry, man.
Can't see the forest through the trees. You can't smell your own shit on your knees. Oh dear.
I'm gonna be 7 p.m. tomorrow with Touchline. We're gonna do an Arsenal Man United kind of like show. So tune in, people, man. Come catch a vibe with us. But Aaron, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I've had a little thought about this, like because earlier, we was leaning towards Trossard, because of the outlay on Pepe. But do you know what I was thinking now when I was deep in this a little bit? Pepe actually helped us win that FA Cup in 2020. So I'm like sitting there now and I'm thinking, he actually did contribute to us winning a trophy, and Trossard hasn't. It's a tricky one, isn't it? A draw. I don't want to sit on the fence, but do you know what? One thing I will say for Arsenal, Nicolas Pepe, 112 games, 27 goals, 21 assists, not horrendous. You know, nearly getting 50 goal involvements in 112 games. So probably about 43% of the chance he done something. You know, I think I'm going to switch back over. Yeah, I agree with Carl as well. He was scapegoated, 100%. I think I'm going to switch over to Pepe. Do you know that? I think I will. Yeah, I'm going to go for Pepe purely because he's been involved and won something at Arsenal. Whereas, yeah, the price, yeah, you know, it is still a bit of a flop, unfortunately, you know, but the numbers ain't too bad. Helped us win a trophy. Sod it. Yeah, I'll stand by that.
Jason Carter is saying Pepe saved Arteta a few times, which is correct. But Trossard saved Pepe. Trossard has saved Arteta a few times as well. You went with Pepe, Aaron.
Yeah.
I thought the controversial opinions are Natstar's specialty, but yeah, we're gonna get to him in a second, bro.
We'll get to that, man. Don't worry, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, bro. But I understand why you picked Pepe. I understand why. But for now, we're still a tie. Normski, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, when you first said it, I was like, oh my gosh, because I think when Trossard first came to the club, he, you know, I mean, especially coming off the bench, he made such an impact, and you know, it was a whole fresher, you know, just breath of fresh air in terms of the fact that he could kick with both feet, and you know,
he can dribble,
the celebration. He loved it all. You know what I mean? He could dribble all of that, all of that.
That beautiful touch, man. I can't lie.
And then, as obviously, you know, come, you know, towards the end of last season and then this season, I've just kind of fallen out of love with him. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like the love affair is kind of paused. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying in terms of football. Yeah. Right, let's get it right. Yeah,
inconsistent. You're better.
Like, you know, in terms of football, I just thinking he's just. I don't know what's happened with him and Arteta or what, but going over to Pepe, I think he was treated badly. I have to agree with Aaron and Carl. I think he's been treated unfairly. That 72 million price tag did weigh heavily on him, and I used to gauge. Me and my mate used to gauge. Right, when he used to have a good game, I'll say, yeah, you're worth 72 million. When he used to have a bad game, I'll say you're worth 72 pence. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it was, you know. Oh yeah, if it was an okay game, yeah, I'd say like, you know, £720 or whatever. You know, we used to do it in that sort of category. But I would probably, I see Pepe score some brilliant free kicks and goals. And yeah, I think in that FA Cup final,
he was crucial. He was crucial in that final.
I would. Pepe just nicks it for me. Pepe just nicks it for me. And then, you know what? You know when he was playing for we bought him from Lille, wasn't it? Yeah. I remember between him and who was that other player? You know when they were snuffing it up.
Sorry, are you talking about? Sorry. That's another player.
Yeah, it's Pepe and
where Lamar, I think from Atletico Madrid. Was it him?
Was it them that was smashing it? You know when they were Lille won the league. Yeah.
Oh, because we were going for. I think we inquired about Lamar. You know, we put 90 million. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember.
Monaco.
But we didn't sign him.
Yeah, Monaco.
We didn't sign him though. We didn't sign him.
But anyway, wherever he was playing, he was playing really well. So looking at that, it's, you know, I mean, he was.
I think he was a striker in Lille. I don't know.
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong.
He played as attack. Yeah, I think he was just more on the map as opposed to Trossard. So I'm kind of looking at his history coming to Arsenal, being I think one of the most expensive players, 72 million. Yeah,
crazy man.
So you know, but I just think he gets it just by a whisker.
Interesting.
Just based on his contribution and, you know, winning an important, you know,
trophy.
Yeah.
Facts, man. Facts. Natstar, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, for me, it's got to be Nico Pepe. Like, I think both were thrown under the bus, scapegoated, but Pepe got the worst treatment. For me, it's clear. In terms of like footballing ability, I would say Nico, he edges it. I mean, remember, he would have, would have scored an absolute banger in that FA Cup final if Maitland-Niles had stayed onside. If he was bloody onside, if he just hung back a couple of yards, that would have been one of the best FA Cup final goals, definitely in modern history, like the past 20 years. I know obviously you got the Alexis Sanchez against Villa when we absolutely smashed them 4-0. Like I remember watching that game as well.
Tim Sherwood started to run his gums, didn't he?
Yeah. But we know what Tim Sherwood's on. He's on some foolishness, Normski. Like he's a bum, bro. He is a certified. He is an absolute certified bum, generational stinker. Like Pardew's not too far ahead of him, but that's by the by. But either way, like for me, Pepe's just all-round ability, the fact that he's contributed not just to the FA Cup, but during that time where we finished 8th and 8th, going up to 5th, he wasn't involved anywhere near as much
Dark
as
times.
was done with him and all of that because he scored 10 goals, 10 Premier League goals or something or 10 goals in all competitions, that probably saved Arteta's job because we were 15th at one point. Bro.
Yeah, remember it was him, Smith Rowe, and Saka that saved his job, saved his bacon. Yeah.
Martinelli later on down the line when he had that wicked season where he scored 15 goals or whatever, and then obviously Odegaard jumped in on that. It's for me what I see Pepe do. I didn't really see much of him other than a few clips when he was at Lille, but when he was at Arsenal, I still remember and he batted up, I think it was Ben Mee or something when he was at Burnley at the time. Just sent him right outside of North London, bruv. Never mind the stadium. Like the guy's got techers. Don't get me wrong, Trossard's a baller as well. Don't get it twisted. But the things with Trossard we knew because of Brighton. We've seen enough of Brighton, and when Trossard was there, he scored a hat-trick against Liverpool at Anfield as well, no less. So we knew the quality was there. Whereas with Pepe, you can talk about the price tag. Some days he's worth 72 mil, others he's worth £72 or 72 pence, as you put it, Norms. And it's frustrating, but for me, ultimately, Pepe just, you know what it is? For me, Aubameyang's more outgoing. He's more like a social hub in the dressing room. He's very flash. Whereas Pepe's he's opposite. He's so reserved. He's cool, calm.
He's introvert.
He reminds me of Jadon Sancho, another baller. The Ten Heisenberg blood. Tried to he tried to throw him under the bus and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? And then he's struggling at Chelsea at the moment, but the quality's still there. It is what it is. But and I hear Pepe's at Villarreal now, so all the best to him. All the best to him, in his career. Hopefully he can revive it, and he's in the right league as well, because La Liga respects tech, whereas the Premier League it doesn't.
Pace and power, my friend.
Yeah, and it hasn't for a while. Yeah, P&P merchants, bruv. The Jeremy Donkus, bruv, a.k.a. Doku. You got the Garnachas and the Trashmas Hoylands and that. Martinelli caught the virus as well, here and there, although he had a blinder last night.
What was it like watching him? What was it like watching him for the first time? Not to say for the first time, but for the first time seeing him play well for a long time.
Oh, it was a breath of fresh air,
you were kind of lucky in that start. That was a beautiful goal.
Hey, I'll tell you what. When I set foot in the Emirates, I was like, do you know what? I think it might be stinky, but at the same time, I think the lads are probably going to turn up a bit more than usual because obviously with Real Madrid, you got to build some kind of momentum in it. You can't just be lackadaisical and just be like, oh well, the league's done and all of that before you face Real Madrid. No. That happens after. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't do that right now. Your mindset's got to be try and stay fit and healthy. Obviously, Gabriel couldn't manage that, But again, it's this same old, bullshit with the manager. Not resting players,
running the players to the ground.
Yeah, exactly, Rashid. He doesn't believe in red zones. With Arsene Wenger, for all of his flaws, he was the
No,
one
He
talking about
protected
red
players.
zones. Yeah. He understood. He understood about looking after play. Obviously, we had like the Diabys and the Wilshires, etc., that always got injured. That could have happened under anyone. But with Arteta, it's just like these unforced, unnecessary injuries. And it's very amateurish. You can tell a proper coach manager compared to an amateur coach and manager by how they manage certain situations. And red zone and, injuries is, for me, probably the number one. Because if you can't keep your players fit, you ain't going to get results. You ain't going to win games. So, yeah, for me, like when I saw Martinelli on the left in the second half and, he was up against Fulham's right back, I was just like, cook him. Even my brother was just like, yeah, cook him, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it was like in and out through the legs. And I was just like, that's the Martinelli I want to see. And then that assist, that flick, it was quite audacious, but it was very nice. It was beautiful to see.
And Sacco just like the far post, the far post.
Exactly, but
I think he meant it as well.
But we always knew he had that in his locker. That's the thing that annoys me, bro. We always knew he had that in his locker. But Lego Head, aka Mr. Anti-Football, Jose ain't anti-football compared to this fucker. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you see what he can do when, you let the shackles off, or Martinelli's probably in his head just like, fuck you, Arteta. I'm going to play my game in it. I'm going to do my thing. And that's exactly what he did. Yeah, it kind of probably faded towards the end, but still head and shoulders the best on the pitch yesterday. But yeah, it's just one of them ones, isn't it? Like, it's just amazing how when you let the handbrake off, or the players are just like, yeah, nah, fuck this. We're doing our own thing, innit? Otherwise, we're going to get piped.
That was individual brilliance, let's be honest.
Yes.
Because that was a shit cross, and it was just individual brilliance. Like Carl said, then he went to Saka. I believe it was individual brilliance. I don't think it was a plan or a tactic or whatever. Arteta went in with the same plan. The same plan that I had against West Ham and Leicester and whatever, etc. But yeah, man, I wanted to ask something else as well while we're on the topic. Would have you rather, now that we know what we know, would have you rather Pepe or Zaha? Because we did have a choice between them, if you remember. And like Martin Mason said, big up to him, apparently it was a roll of dice between Pepe and Zaha. I believe we rolled wrong. So he's Team Zaha. In my opinion, Zaha and Pepe are similar, to be honest. They are similar. It's not like I'm going to say a player. I just think that Zaha has that problem. You know how he is. He has that personality, and Arteta would have ruined him anyway. So maybe Unai Emery, he would have been good under Unai Emery. Trust me.
I think Unai wanted him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and he got Pepe, and he wanted Partey, and I think he got Torreira. Was it like this? I think I did something like this.
Yeah, and he wanted Harry Maguire as well, but make that what you will.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Maguire is terrible, man. One of the worst defenders I've seen. Trust me, bro. Unless he's in a back five.
Three. No, back three.
Back three.
If he's in a back three, he's got two people to cover his mistakes.
Thank you.
Because he hasn't got the pace. He hasn't got the pace.
Yeah.
I'll put him in the same category as like what's his face, Marino, and even more so Calafiore. I'll play him up front because we know Harry Maguire can strike a ball. No, I'm not even joking, bro. I don't even see it as controversial. If you played Harry Maguire up front, I think he'd kill it. He'd be like our Chris Wood, as an example, or like for any other team, like how with Calafiore. You play him up front, or you play him like left inside forward or whatever, left wing. He does bits, but just don't put him at centre back. Don't put him at left back, in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And with Maguire, it's just like I don't want him anywhere near that defence because he causes more trouble for his own defence than the opposition does, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like
you got a Man United supporter, yeah? You got a Man United supporter. He watches him week in, week out. Or we obviously catch what we can from the games. He's saying he has no movement, though.
I've seen snails move faster than Harry Maguire.
Oh yeah, of course. Like he ain't got no movement. Like he's Titanic settings, Eddie Stobart and that, like man lorries and all of that.
Oh my
So,
days.
yeah, you know, one of them Scania, you know, like trucks in it. Like, but even with that being said, like if you have an eye for goal, if you know where the ball's gonna go, you could be the slowest motherfucker on the planet. If you
But
can
he's
get
still
there,
bad.
you can get there.
Yeah,
Think of
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Wood. Chris Wood ain't quick at all. He's
Yeah,
slow.
Berbatov
He's
used to do that
immobile,
as
mate.
well. I'll be
Yeah.
real. Berbatov used to do that as well. Berbatov is a baller, underrated as fuck, bro.
Oh yeah.
The guy had 0 pace, bro. He had what 32 pace on FIFA. Like he's a baller. He used to move the ball and he knows every player. The other day I was watching a video about him and he was saying, I would give the ball to Nani and then I'll know that Nani's gonna dribble a little bit before giving me the ball. So I'm quickly going to my place. But if I would give the ball to someone else, he would do a different movement. It's just mad how his football IQ is crazy. Football IQ is crazy, man. But yeah, Carl, would you rather Pepe or Zaha? Knowing what you know now.
I would still keep Pepe. I also think as well Zaha was injury prone.
Yeah,
He was also injured for a fair bit of his season as well. And he did go missing in a fair few games when he was under Palace. Even though he was a star player at the time, there were also times where you never saw him. It's reliability. I always look for in a player. It's one of the main traits. Are you reliable to continuously do this? So yeah, I still would take Pepe in a heartbeat. I would.
Fact. Aaron, what's your thoughts? Knowing what you know now, would you take Pepe or Zaha?
Zaha for me. Yeah, I've always sort of preferred him. Well, you'd have thought didn't need any time to settle into Arsenal or minimal time. Obviously, unlike Pepe, he's settling into a new league. I just think the fit was there. I think Emery wanted him as well, most importantly as well. Do you know what I mean? Like when a manager wants you, I think that makes a big difference to the player. I just think too many factors went against Pepe. I think Zaha would have been the smarter choice. Just like I said, just for the pure fact of being proven in that league, I think massively helps. I can't remember the settling in period of Pepe. I can't remember how long it sort of took or not. But what you'd pretty much, like I said, presume was Zaha could have hit the ground running. Do you know what I mean? You don't know that as a fact. Of course you don't. But yeah, I reckon our Arsenal squad would have been better. Yeah, with him in there.
Hey, Martin agrees with
he
you.
might have done a little bit better.
Yeah. Martin Mason agrees with you, and he makes a great point. I think with Zaha, he had the knowledge of the English game and the experience. Norms, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, Zaha, very direct, caused a lot of problems in the box. You know what I mean? Always looking for the penalty. Very tricky player. And again, I think having the experience of playing in the Premier League, yeah, and to be honest, I have called for him like before even Pepe sort of came on the scene, and I would have wanted Zaha over Pepe. Do you know what I mean? Because the fact that he knew the league, I'm sure he's is he an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he is an Arsenal fan. He is.
He's an Arsenal fan as well.
Yeah,
so and he was the main guy for Crystal Palace, wasn't he? Yeah, I know he went to Man United, didn't have a great career up there, and then ended up going back to Crystal Palace and doing well for them. So yeah, I would have taken him. I think the ship has sailed now for him. I don't know where he's playing now. Is he in Turkey or somewhere else?
Yeah, I think
he's in France. I think he went. I think he left it. I think he's in France. I think he's Lyon. I think he's playing in Lyon. But correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat.
Yeah. Zaha.
Nat Star, who would you prefer?
Yeah, I'd still prefer Pepe. I'm not gonna lie. Like Zaha, the thing with me about Zaha, because I've seen Zaha even when he was at Palace in the Championship. Like I think that was some of his best days, some of his best work. But that whole Man United move, I think it was too soon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And he had the quality, but his all-round game, it's not so much that it was like erratic. Don't get me wrong, he's a proper baller, but for me, he's like he's basically one of them cage ballers, isn't it? Like an Eze, like a Palmer, like a Jadon Sancho and all of that. The tech is there. It's there for all to see. But the decision making in the final third, you know, end product, that was always my biggest question mark. Whereas with Pepe, it was like, as long as he got enough minutes in it, as long as he got enough time to show what he can do, we know he can deliver. We know he can slap a ball, and even from distance as well. Whereas with Zaha, like, you have to kind
Zaha's
of
more of a dribbler, and
you kind of got to give
him a
him
tricky player. Yeah,
you got to give it. You got to give him the ball in certain areas.
Yeah,
and if he has just enough space, then he can work his magic. Whereas with Pepe, I look at it like he's more refined. He's more of a purer footballer than Zaha. With Nico Pepe, right, you can give the ball to him like in any position at any moment. It doesn't matter if 2-3 men are pressing him.
Fact.
Like, he will take that ball, he'll twist, turn, and he'll find a way. Whereas with Wilfried Zaha, it's just like
he'll get a free kick. Zaha probably get a free kick.
Yeah, like Zaha can do bits, he can work his magic here and there, but against better teams, I'm just like, how good are you really? And are you going to step up when it really matters? Fact. Are you going to take a few man on and slap it? Because as much as I hate these fucking maulers, innit, you know, these Garnachas and Dokus of the world and all of that, do you know what I'm saying? Zaha's nowhere near that. But at the same time, he frustrates me in a different way, where it's just like, against teams around that level, similar level, definitely lower than them, but even slightly above them, like an Aston Villa, for example, or I think Everton maybe at one point while Wilfried Zaha was playing, he can do some bits, you know, and he's performed cool. But against, you know, the Arsenals, the Man Uniteds, when Man United were obviously a lot better,
the top teams,
Tottenham,
big teams,
fucking, was it Chelsea and Man City and Liverpool for damn sure, he'd always, you know, go wanting, innit? And even if he played well, it's just like you always expected more. There's always one or two things missing. Do you know what I'm saying? So as an all-round player, for me, Nico Pepe over Wilfried Zaha, yeah.
Fact. We move on. Great. Interesting, man. Jesus or Lacazette? That's the question. Now, Jesus is a ball. Let me just be honest. Jesus is a baller. He has tech. He has that tech. I've seen it before, and he has that. Is he a striker? No. Him and Lacazette are very, very similar. But I'm gonna go with a tie on this one. The reason why I'm gonna go with a tie is because they're too similar. One player is great at link-up play, which is Laka, and one player is just technically gifted because he's Brazilian. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's what you get from Brazilians. They're all technically gifted. Any random guy, you know what I'm saying? The guy at the coffee shop will be a baller. You just roll a ball to him, boom, boom, boom. He's a ball. Everybody's a ball in Brazil. So yeah, but being a striker, that's something they can't do, both of them. But yeah, Carl, what's your thoughts, man? Jesus or Lacazette?
This is a hard one. I think this is the hardest one. When you gave me your list of who were picking off, this was the hardest one. This is the toughest one to call. I agree. Jesus has the technical ability, and he does finish well, but he has openly admitted he's not a striker. Lacazette was a striker. I didn't see him play on the wings at all. He was predominantly playing as the false nine. This is hard. I don't think this was. But bearing this in mind, guys, this wasn't a bad signing for Jesus. I don't think it was a bad signing. I think the way Arteta's man managed him is what has crippled him badly. I think if you managed him properly, this baller might be just that little, not final piece, but like one of the final pieces that might push us on to go further. But I am still going with Lacazette because when he first arrived at the club, he was scoring goals. He was scoring goals for fun. Unfortunately, as he later into his career, he was starting to become, what was the term of phrase, lack of threat. He was struggling. Whether he was struggling with confidence or his ability to play, or Unai Emery or he wasn't getting the tune out of it with Unai Emery. I got no idea. But Lacazette was banging a lot of goals, and compared to, I mean, if you compare Lacazette to fucking Havertz, I would have said, yeah, Lacazette all day long. Next, but you chose on a different level. But I'm still going to take I will take Lacazette over Jay-Z, predominantly because he was the goal scorer. He was the goal finisher. Jesus is not a goal finisher. You play him on the wings and let him cut inside, he will hurt you. But he's not a striker. And I would have to take, if you want a striker in this lineup, you'd have to give me Lacazette.
Facts, bro. Aaron, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, do you know what? It's a shame, yeah, because like I actually do agree with Cole's point as well about him being a striker, which is why I would choose Lacazette purely sort of based on that. But something has to be said for Jesus. What a shame, really, that he's obviously been mismanaged and got all them injuries, because it had been a fantastic member of the squad, and I emphasize that squad. You know, could you imagine having him? So say for argument's sake, we got Gyökeres in last season, you know, and we had a fully fit Jesus who can just float around them attacking sort of lines, and you can use him for certain games, and that we'd have had a significantly better chance of challenging for trophies and or winning trophies. Just purely based on footballing ability, Jesus wins the battle all day long. He's a better footballer than Lacazette, absolutely, in probably many metrics. But you know, Lacazette can score. He did at Lyon, and he's gone back there, and he's doing the same again. You know, and I think he had a couple, maybe one or two good seasons at Arsenal. It's a shame it didn't really work out, because I remember when we sold Giroud, we were sort of hoping that Lacazette was going to be that 20, 25 goal scorer, because Giroud was usually getting about 15, 16 goals.
That's right, yeah.
It'd be all there or thereabouts. And we were sort of hoping that, you know, we'd be able to sign a striker that could give us that 5 or 10 more goals. And it never really sort of, it was just never that signing, Lacazette. You know, he just never
scored a lot of penalties, didn't he? He scored a lot of penalties for his.
His link up was sick. I'll be real. His link up was sick, man. And I totally agree with you when you said squad player. That's how Pep used to view Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
And we all know why Gabriel Jesus left, or he got, or he probably got kicked out of the club. He wanted more time. That's what Arteta guaranteed for him. More time, more playing time. And it all went left. But yeah, man, I hear your point. Martin Mason is saying Lacazette was a striker that didn't score enough. I do believe he was in the Abba camp of people that weren't really Arsenal guys. I don't know about Arsenal guys, but they're not. I understand. Not professional enough, because they just want to live their life, bro. They're young, and it is hard not to say no to that. But I understand. I agree.
It's just different mentality. It's just different culture. I would just say very quickly, Rashid. I know what you're saying, Martin, but for me, it's just different personalities. I don't believe it was so much of a loyalty thing.
And culture as well, you know.
Culture, yeah. But in modern football, and modern football's really the last 10, 15 years, who's really that loyal anyway? Even, you know, was it Trent at Liverpool? You know, they're going mad about him going to Real Madrid now. He's been there from the jump. So what go on for the loyalty, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? You get loyalty from family, or you should. I know it doesn't always happen, but that's where you should expect the loyalty. You don't always get it, but that's where you should expect it. But you can't expect these players, especially today, to be loyal. Do you know what I'm saying? If the character's not for you, if the culture's not for you, that's one thing, or their culture, whatever. But if it's like, oh, they didn't fit into the Arsenal way. What is the Arsenal way? Especially now, what is the Arsenal way? Because we've gone so far left with traditions at this once great football club anyway. So you know, is Bad Boy Berta gonna have a pause in that?
When he said culture, I remember like Ronaldinho, people think that he was disrespecting the clubs that he was playing at, and he wasn't that. It's just the way of life in Brazil. That's the way of life. And
how he was, like, it was just free. To be honest, I don't even believe it was like whether he's French, whether, you know, Oba's like Gabon, but obviously French speaking and all of that. Pepe, obviously,
well, you know, the African culture's there.
Yeah, the African, the Brazilian, you know, the Americas and all of that. You know, where I think for me, it's more of like, because I kind of have it, even though I'm born and raised here, I have this kind of like relaxed brain, but I like to play football and football in this case to, you know, enjoy it. but win at the same time. I don't think you should substitute one for the other. I believe it's both. And Ronaldinho had both, but he wouldn't sacrifice the fun element, the joy, the flicks and tricks and all that. And that's why everyone loves him, that knows and truly understands football. Titi was the same. Dennis Bergkamp and Zizou, different kinds of players, more like maestros, second strikers or number 10 specifically. But their play style was just different. But even the way they saw the game was very, very similar. Not as flamboyant, but they understood, didn't it? You know, they're all singing from the same football heritage industry. You know what I'm saying? Something
they were
like
5 seconds ahead, weren't they, man? These players.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Xavi's, Iniestas, the Zidanes, obviously, and then the Bergkamps. When you could put blindfold on them and then make a ridiculous pass. That
Robert Perez, bruv, on the left, even. Jesus, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's, but you don't get that anymore. All you get is Doku and Garnachas, bro.
I think in Milan they had a rule for Ronaldinho to go out once a week. Because that's their lifestyle. You can't stop him from that. That's the thing that keeps him going or whatever. So you need to kind of balance it.
See, Carlo was hoping Ronaldinho and Ronaldo, because remember, Ronaldo was there after Real Madrid, didn't it? Like, he wanted them. He wanted Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. And remember, Alexandre Pato. Wonderful. Technically wonderful. But
he was good at.
It was a shame. He was ridiculous, bro. But the injuries and the partying, that's the thing. He wanted his role model was Ronaldo, bro. So he was going with them, Ronaldinho and all that. Whereas Kaká was the good Christian boy, innit, from Brazil. It is what it is. It is what it is. We all know them, man, innit? You know, like whether it's good Christian, good Muslim, whatever, innit? You have those kinds of people, and then you have the other side where they may still be religious, don't get me wrong, but they're like the ballers, innit? They just like they're like, you know,
they like the fun element, like, the element of fun.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like the Riyad Mahrezes and all that, where they just live their life how they live their life. They do whatever. Yeah, they have their commitments or whatever, but they just enjoy life a bit more. They're more relaxed. They're more chill, innit? Yeah. Exactly like that.
Tough one, but yeah, man. Norms, what's your thoughts, man? Jesus or Lacazette?
It have to be Lacazette. I think I kind of look at Jesus' stats, especially since he's come to Arsenal, and it's not nice reading. Lacazette is a striker. He was bought as a striker, and out kind of box striker, fox in the box kind of striker. I think one of the things that probably Jesus is more technical. Yeah, he's a more rounded footballer. Yeah, I think Lacazette was just one of those players that could hold the ball up. I used to kind of nickname him the twerker because he used to like he used to always back up. I used to call him a backup dancer because he's always backing up into the, you know what I mean?
Like he's really,
yeah. You know what I mean? So
bringing it back.
You know what I mean? So I will sort of side with Lacazette. The fact that he is an actual striker. He was bought as a striker. That's what we need. Whereas Jesus is really an attacking. He plays across the front three, but primarily, you know, he plays off the left or he can play off the right. So he hasn't really got a specific.
He likes the drift. He likes the drift.
Yeah, he drifts in that. Yeah. I think,
it just doesn't work.
I think, yeah. In terms of clinical finishing, me personally, I might be wrong, you know, but I think Lacazette is probably slightly more clinical than Jesus.
Not by much. Yeah.
He's put better numbers over his career if you consider he's scored in the 20s and maybe even the 30s, maybe in some seasons. So he has proven to be prolific at stages in his career, whereas Jesus never has.
No.
True.
Yeah. The most goals Jesus has got is, I think, for 14, Man City was 14 goals.
Yeah.
And thing is that we're the only team that gave Jesus a chance. I don't think any other big teams would give Jesus a chance, as in to start as a striker, a lone striker, and actually give him games. We're the only club that would do that, because I don't think City wouldn't do that, Liverpool wouldn't do that, and Real Madrid wouldn't do that, Barcelona wouldn't do that, Bayern Munich, and so on. But yeah, man, he didn't prove us wrong, because we kind of knew what kind of player Jesus is. We were like 50-50. Me personally, I was like 50-50. I was hoping that he works because I love that Brazilian flair. I was hoping that it works.
I think the fact that he was coming from Man City,
and
but
I knew in Man City that he was like a backup for Aguero and stuff.
Yeah. I think, listen, in essence, all we really got was Man City's hand-me-downs, wasn't it? That's what it really is.
Man,
that's what it's boiled down to at the end of the day.
Can I just throw this in there as well? It's worth saying while we're talking about Jesus. Normski, when we were saying about that Premier League for Manchester City, got 14 in the league. That's also his highest ever scoring season in a league in anything. He got 13 the season before. Oh no, he got 7 the season before in the Premier League. That Man City. Then he got 13 the year before, and then Serie A and Brazil, he scored 12. Yeah, so he's never ever hit the heights. His highest he's got for Arsenal is 11 in his first season in the Premier League.
He's never been that guy, innit, Aaron? He's never been that guy. But man,
he's very good cooperating with goals, but he's not your main output.
Facts. Jason Carter is saying, I don't know, Laka in his younger Leon days, he was fire. Just wish Laka had the same mentality at Arsenal. Good player. Jesus is just the injuries due to Arteta's ignorance and controlling personality. Facts, man. Facts. But yeah, man, we move on. Natstar, what's your thoughts, man? Who would you be?
Yeah, I was looking at Jason's comment, and he was pretty much still thereabouts on the money. Like, what I would say, Jesus technically, I've always rated, like, even like Man City. But the problem is with Man City, you got Pep in it. Now, Pep is like the overlord, isn't it? When it comes to controlling, he has his way of playing, micromanaging. But the differences between him and Lego Head, of course, is obviously Pep's got the accolades. Arteta don't, and he still doesn't. So when he came to Arsenal, he was great on the ball and all of that. That was never a question in my mind. The question was, can you be that influential? Where I wasn't even expecting him personally to score 20 25 goals, but if you make that much of an impact, where you could do like the Bobby Perez kind of role, where out on the left or whatever, sometimes drift into the middle, create. Do you know what I'm saying? And then just like influence games, be a presence there, and bring the flair, bring the joy to the carpet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I was going for. Whereas with Laka, and the things with Laka, I saw him a bit at Lyon in his younger days, and he started out as a winger, I believe, at Lyon. Like, when he first started out, like, this is like 12 years ago or so. He was a winger, then he went to striker. So it's actually a great comparison, Rashid. I've got to give you credit for that. It is a great comparison because they've both played wing before. The only difference is Laka, once he moved to striker, that was it. But I see Laka as more like Bobby Firmino, innit? More like
like a false nine.
Yeah, he can score the goals, but he's more of the link-up play, more creative in terms of playmaking, whereas Jesus is more creative with his flair, better dribbling, like just better with both feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, quicker, at that point in time. And it's a lot closer for me than the what was the last comparison? The Nico Pepe and Trossard
Nico
one.
Pepe and Trossard, yeah.
To be honest, like, for me, see, never mind controversial. This is a tough decision. This is tough decision that's at the moment settings. You know what I mean? Like, for me, you know what? With everything considered, I would still go for Lacazette, because that kind of player, that kind of what he offered us, and he did score you goals, albeit it wasn't really more than 15. But with Jesus, if you either got more goals or he was like man of the match, like mad influential, like, had those mad moments where it really mattered, especially against the big teams, I would have edged it to Jesus, innit? But with Laka, I just think, although Jesus is technically better footballer, I think all round in terms of what you need up front or even left or right, drifting, whatever, I would just edge it to Lacazette, because out on the whoever's playing left or right, if they done their jobs and they offered what they offered, Laka can thrive in it. And obviously, he had Özil behind him. Pause. So, like, you know, threading through like the incisive passes and all of that. Whereas, like, when Jesus came through the door, you got fucking Gibraltar guard, didn't it? You got Wodegaard, you got missing guard. You know, like, I'm not a captain or a leader, never have, never will be guard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Right.
you know, like, it's night and day, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Jesus has to do a lot more. Whereas with Laka, whether the main man or main men are there or not, he's more reliable. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, he had his injuries, you know, but like Arteta will ruin any player. Do you know what I'm saying? No matter how great they are or good they are. Do you know what I mean? So it's not even a case of that. I just think, who would I rather have? I'd rather have Laka at the end of the day, for me personally. You know, he just offered us more going forward, and that link-up play, whether you're out-and-out striker or false nine in this case, you know, that I love that Bobby Firmino role. Do you know what I'm saying? You know me, guys. I'm a 4-4-2 Mike Bassett merchant. I don't care. However,
Short guy, tall guy.
Yeah. Pretty much like that. But if you have like a 4-3-3, I love a 4-3-3 as well, because Don Carlito, he plays that formation. If it's not the diamond, like,
you mean the 4-3-3 that Klopp used to play? That kind
in
of
a way, but more fluid, not so much heavy metal.
Okay.
As much as I love the directness, not heavy metal, more like funk, soul, and jazz kind of vibe. Like that's the kind of that. So replace the heavy metal with funk, soul, jazz, a bit of hip hop, and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like
James Brown.
That's my vibe. Oh yeah.
James
Ain't
Brown.
it funky? Ain't it
Legend.
funky? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Best believe that, man. All of that, bro. All of that. You know, a little bit of NJ and that here and there, but yeah. Like, I think for me, ultimately, Laka would be my guy, innit?
Crazy.
You know? Yeah.
Crazy, man. Crazy. With the last one, it's not going to be controversial. This last one is going to be easy, guys, yeah? It's Abba or Havertz. Straight away, Abba. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it is so obvious. It is so obvious. Abba or Havertz, I'm going straight for Abba. Every day of the week. Listen, man. Abba used to score 20+ goals season after season, man. He used to, regardless of the partying or what he wears, like, we don't care what he wears or he has a Lamborghini or whatever. That's his life. We don't care about that. I only care about you on the pitch. That's what I care about. You get me? And I'm straight away going with Abba, because that guy is a killer in the box. Yes, his link-up play, not the best, but killer. Absolutely. That's the kind of striker you would like. But yeah, man. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, this is the last one. I know you're tired. I know, man. I know. But yeah. Carl, what's your thoughts, man?
Aubameyang. Next. Mate, you want me to be any more blunter than that? Come on, you're comparing a world-class striker to a donkey. You're comparing
that's the big Havertz out more.
You're comparing a world-class striker to someone who's been shoehorned into a position which he isn't very good at either. Come on, man. It's apples and oranges. They're not alike.
Facts.
Havertz is shit.
Aaron, what's your thoughts, man?
Havertz is shit. Well, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to.
What do we think of Kai Havertz?
Shit.
What do you think of shit?
Kai Havertz.
Thank you.
That's all right.
We hate Havertz, man.
He is. He's just a
great
donkey, man. Like he's got no place in this Arsenal team. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And obviously with Aubameyang, you know, it's a point that I made earlier. The manager can't manage these personalities. Do you know what I mean? If Aubameyang wants to go out and spend all night with women, driving his cars around and doing all this and all that, that makes him produce on the football field. I couldn't give a toss what he does outside. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, just like when I said, I don't know if it was on here or on DG's thing, I was like, you know, Fergie had it with Eric Cantona's and Wayne Rooney's and things like that. You've got to be able to manage these big characters. And the big managers are able to manage the big characters. Arteta, the second they start sort of getting a little bit, or you start seeing a little bit of trouble, he just tries throwing them out the door, and it ends up causing more chaos than originally started. If it had just been able to sort it, do you know what I mean? These players need
his
need, you know,
management is
yes,
his
in
man
the bin.
management. Yeah.
It's in the bin. Like I said, you know what? If he want, like with Ronaldinho, like you were saying, I'm not comparing obviously the two as players, but you know, if you want to let him go out for the week, whoever said that about the Milan, was it you, Nats? So like he had
Once.
just go out once,
yeah.
innit?
Rashid and I
Once,
just
yeah.
landed a little bit, yeah.
And I think it has
Go out
to
and
be
do that.
after the
Let
game,
him do that.
kind of like after the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, go out
Yeah.
and fucking, do you know what I mean?
Romario had that as
don't
well.
do
Even
it.
Johan Cruyff let Romario party for the weekend or whatever. He had a flight to go to, like, was it Carnival back in Brazil? He's like, you score me 2 goals, you can go straight to Carnival in it after the game. He's like, okay. Scored his 2 goals and then he bounced, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Man
you're not going
management.
to get that today,
That's
innit?
it.
Like, no chance.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Scored the 2 goals. You know, I understand, you know, like there also has to be some form of discipline around in there, but you know, like when you're talking about, you know, elite level players, you know, you are going to get some that are a bit characters. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to be able to manage them all. Not everyone is going to be robotic, yes man. You know what I mean? Or a little bitch like Arteta likes signing, doesn't he? He likes signing little bitches that he can bully and rule over. You know, and Aubameyang weren't that, and Arsenal sort of paid the price for it. You know, because all of a sudden we had our top scorer just completely go for free, and it's a shame, and we still ain't replaced him. Do you know what I mean? It's madness. But yeah, you know, like I was sorry to see Aubameyang go and how he was treated. But I mean, what can you do? It's the landslide one, definitely, ain't it? You know, Aubameyang's significantly better. Could you imagine having was it 1920 Aubameyang in this team now? We'd actually probably be a little bit better. But you know, we'd play him on the left, wouldn't you? You'd fucking play him on the
left wing back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he would do, wouldn't he? He wouldn't play him up front. Yeah, no, so put him out wide and let him track back. All right, yeah, just take all of his qualities.
Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, Uber up top. Yeah, that's a dangerous front three with Tierney and Ben White overlapping as well, not inverting, just overlap. Just do the block kind of.
I mean, if we get the Martinelli from last night and 22-23, abso-fucking-lutely, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? With Ober up front, Saka on the right. I mean, you're laughing at this point, especially in this era. Like, it's a joke.
He knows where the back of the net was. Look how many times in this season, in various different cup competitions, have we just gone, fuck me, we just need someone to put the ball in the back of the net. So a lot of times this season, you know, and probably the vast majority of games. You know, Aubameyang was that player. Sorry, Havertz ain't that player. Jesus ain't that player. They never will be that player. And you know what? They never was that player either, which is just the stark sort of eye-opening way into the way Arsenal have sort of signed and recruited players has just not been good enough. The fact that we're comparing, you know, in 5 years, Aubameyang to Havertz, there's no one else to do it. So I get why you've got to do it. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. The fact that we're comparing them two is mad in itself as a detriment to Arsenal Football Club for the way they've signed players. It's ridiculous.
Fact, man. Fact. Anumski, what's your thoughts, man?
Uber all day long. And I'm not talking about the taxi. Yeah. I mean, when he come, I remember when he came to the club, and you know, he had that mask, the old what do you call it?
Batman, isn't it?
Mask.
Black Panther. No, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
I was always looking forward to that.
What did he do? Is it like that or something?
Yes, he's doing
that. Oh, that was Wakanda.
Yeah.
That was Wakanda.
Yeah, Wakanda.
Yeah. I knew he'd done something with his arms.
Getting a golden boot, you know. I know he shared it with Salah, but look,
and Son,
Salah and Son,
I mean, Son. Sorry.
No, all three of them.
Three of them got it. Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Three, all of the same week. That's crazy. But yeah, no. As Aaron said, how can you compare? How can you actually be putting adverts in this category with Uber? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just a no-show when it comes to adverts up against Uber. So for me, Uber, he had character. You know what I mean? You know, his link up with the fans and stuff like that. Just liked everything about him. It's just a pity that you know, Arteta had to kind of bring it to an end because he didn't like people that smiled and laughed and had a good time and was normal. You know what I'm saying? Which is a shame. And then he ends up letting him go to to Barcelona. They let him go on a free, ripped up his contract, only for Barcelona to sell him back to Chelsea for 12 million quid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And they said we can't make money on him. They said we can't get money. And the thing is that it's on live TV. It's on live TV.
Right. And Garlic, who's still here, was nodding his head like a nodding dog, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, Arteta. No, Arteta. 3 bags full. How do you like it, Arteta? Pause. Oh, sorry, Edu. Not Arteta, but still. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's madness, bro.
It gets worse as well when, because when we do all of this as well, we always, and I do it myself, only just sort of go, look what Norm sort of said. He was like, oh, we give him away for free, and then he was sold for 12 million. He also scored shitloads of goals for Barcelona and won the league. Isn't it? I always forget that. I do Normski all the time. It's only just then when I listened to it and I thought about it, I was like, I always skim over that. He scored a bag load of goals at Barcelona and
wasn't Luis Enrique?
And they sold him.
Wasn't Luis Enrique in charge of Barcelona at the time?
No, it was Xavi. It was
Xavi, beg your pardon.
It was his only league title other than when he was at Qatar, wasn't it? Those are the only 2 league titles that he's won. The Qatari team, I can't remember the name of it, and Barca when Oba was there.
What were they called? Al something. I can't remember the name.
I can't. Yeah.
I'm not too good with that league, if I'm being totally honest with you. Yeah, I'm not the man to ask.
Natstar, we move to you. Alba versus Havertz.
Why are you picking Havertz, Nat? So come on, man.
This guy.
The fact that he pulls that long. The fact that he pulls that long. That's it.
No. I was thinking of something magical.
Mate. You know
what I'm saying? Like to say.
I dare you just to throw a knuckleball in there. Just
no controversy here, lads. No controversy here.
I was downstairs and I was like,
Oba all the way.
Harry Maguire and that. I was like, he's on.
No. Havertz is dog shit, bro. He's a donkey. We know this. He said it himself, so he can't sue us. He can't have a go at us or anyone else for that matter for saying that shit. So, it is what it is. Oba was a personality. So it was the opposite of Nico Pepe. And those are the 2 kinds of players that Lego Head hates. Makes him seethe to this day. To this day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to this day. Like, best believe that. Like, the thing is with Oba, right? Unlike Laka, he would get you 20, 25 goals a season in the Premier League. Proven. And he's done it in every league. He did it in France, and then he did it with us. Then he went to Barca. He did it over there.
And now he's over in Saudi doing it now.
Saudi, he's in Saudi.
He was bagging
Germany. Germany, of course. Yeah, how can I forget? Yeah, he was at Dortmund.
Marseille is bagging goals, bruv.
Exactly.
Marseille.
Like Oba. Marseille. Oba. Oba, do you know what it is? Comparing Oba to Havertz is comparing a Lamborghini to a Fiat Punto, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
And he had a few Lamborghinis.
Fiat 500 and all of that.
He had a few Lamborghinis, didn't he?
What was the other Italian car, isn't it? It's the Abarth, isn't it? The Abarth. Like what one of them ones, isn't it? Them shitty hatchbacks and all of that. Like, do you know, not for me, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Not for me. I'd rather a Golf, bruv. Volkswagen, bruv.
Yeah.
Volkswagen, bruv.
Shout out to the Germans, man.
Need for speed settings, bruv. Zooming, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's chalk and cheese. Like it is a madness, bro. It is a madness. Like, for me, Oba got mad disrespected, and he's another one. You got Edu with his gardening leave. Once that NDA clears with Edu and with Oba, I want to hear exactly what Oba has to say on Lego Head, bruv. Because, even Guns was telling us that, there was a bust up and all of that. I want to see and hear all about it, bruv. I want to his side. Well, we haven't really heard Arteta's side, but I want to see what he's saying. Wagwan for Lego Head, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, when the time is right, I know you say that, Rashid, but when the time is right, all shall be revealed. All lies will be exposed when it comes to Mikel Arteta and his fraudulent ways of managing this team, this football club. And again, he's on borrowed time, like, in the words of Bricktop, you're on thin fucking ice, my pedigree chum,
Mhm.
and I will be under it when it breaks. Well, I know it shall, but still, either way, like it's
Facts,
for
man.
me, yeah, for me, yeah, like Oba is it's clear. The question is, so it isn't really who's better. It's like the question is like just who do we need? Like who's actually going to
Who
do
would
something?
change? Who would change? Who would go from Abba to Havertz? Who? Who in the right mind as a manager? Who would go from Abba to Havertz? That's my question. And after this, I'll show you obviously all the players. I went through all the players, and I'm gonna show the players that I'm gonna show them right now. By the way, people.
Yeah.
So after all this, Arteta's 2019 squad, we chose 9 players and most of the chat as well. And we even did it with the others, Aaron. So nobody can tell us anything. Arteta 2019 squad, there was 9 players that were better than Arteta's 2025 squad. So only 3 players are better than the squad that he inherited. And then you've got 3 ties. And by tie, I mean they're both shit. We don't need them, both of them. Like Kivior and Chambers.
Yeah.
Both shit. So I just called it a tie. Yeah. So I want this Smith to be better. I want to put it to bed. This Smith is bullshit, bro. That he inherited a squad and he got us out of the mess. What mess? We had better players. What mess? You know what I'm saying? Now we're in 2025 and we have shitter players than 2019. Where did the money go? I don't want to hear it again, bro. I don't want to hear it again. But yeah, man, big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to everyone, bro. Smash the likes up. You already know. Sub to the lads. And yeah, man, thanks for being here. Thanks for being every one of you. Jez included as well. Yeah. That's it. We did part 3 of this. It was lit. I can't lie. I enjoyed all the way. I enjoyed it all the way, man. But yeah, big up to everyone that's locked in. Carl, do you want to tell any last words, and then we'll just go clockwise? You know what I'm saying? If anything's coming up, you want to tell the people.
First of all, this 3-part series that you've done comparing the 2019-25 scores has been absolutely fantastic, mate. We've had a lot of very good discussions, very good debates, a lot of banter as well, which you need to have that in this sort in these sorts of ideas. And I've been blessed to be on, so it's much appreciated, brother. And listen, you're welcome on to my channel at any time, brother. Okay, simple as. Also, anger management tomorrow night on my channel. Trying to get a guest star, but I've got multiple other things going on in my life this week, so hopefully I'll get that sorted. Saturday, I'll have the normal call-in show, but it will be more likely going to be the review of the Everton game. No watch-along for that game, however, because my son has to see his mother, and that's at lunchtime, so I can't do it. And then Sunday, it's still sitting in the works right now, but there is a potential of doing a birthday stream. It's my birthday on Sunday, so I'll be doing a birthday stream. And
what time are you looking to do all of that?
What time?
Well,
Sunday.
late-ish, around about 9, 10 o'clock potentially. So that's.
I'll try to pull up. Bro.
Yeah.
I'll try to pull up.
That's.
I'll try, mate. I think I could make that as well.
I can't see why I can't make it. Yeah. I'm fairly certain I'll be able to.
Yeah. So yeah,
Aaron.
That's all got coming up. So yeah, and big up to everyone. Big up to Natstar, Aaron, Normski. Absolutely brilliant, guys.
Big up, man. Big up, Carl. Big up, bro. Thanks for being here, bro.
Carl,
you made it. Every one of us contributed to this great series, bro. I enjoyed it all the way along. But Aaron, our superstar, our voice. What you saying, man? What you got upstairs? What you got?
Voice of reason.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to bed, man, because like,
listen,
2 days ago,
I'll flag you. I'm gone, bro. Listen, you know what time I went to bed this morning? Listen, 5:45. Yeah, and guess what time I had to get up? 6:45, mate.
Crazy. 1 hour kit, man.
What was you doing? What was you doing last night to avenge 1 hour sleep? We
was on Lee Gunner's stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh my days.
Rashid Rashid went, see ya, I've got to go.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Norm's
I
there
gotta
till
go.
about
No,
half
it gets
five,
crazy with Lee.
I was there till about fucking 7:15 with him.
Yep.
I've done a 10-hour stream the day
Crazy.
before, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That
Nah.
finished up, and then I had 3 hours sleep, and then was on loads of. I've done a few streams yesterday, and then I finished Never a Foul, and then I jumped straight on Lee's, and I remember saying to DJ B, he sent me a text. He was like, "Where's Lee?" Because I've only got about half hour in me, and then he sent the text back about 10 minutes later. He's like, "I'll talk to you tomorrow, mate. I won't be coming on." I was like, "Yeah, I'll only be an hour and all." That was about 12 o'clock. I was sat there.
Hey,
My missus
Lee,
come
why
down,
we call you the
looking
voice?
at me. I was just like that.
I think he
Having
sent
a
a
little
text.
look at her.
I
She's
think
like,
he sent a
"You
text
still on that
about-
fucking computer?"
Yeah.
Fact.
He sent a
Hey,
text, I
that's
think
why
he
we
sent a
call
text
him the
about
voice
1
now,
o'clock.
Normski.
Yeah, well.
That's why we call him the voice. He's never a foul.
Voice.
Catch him at never a foul. People deluded.
Everywhere.
He's spitting
He's
facts
everywhere.
there. He's everywhere, bro.
Worming my
And
way
I love
everywhere.
I love that. I love that, bro. I love
No,
that.
but yeah,
And he,
what I'm gonna do is I've got my I'm gonna have a little break tomorrow, man, because I'm fucking knackered and I need to take my
Sleep, man.
kid football training.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Get your
things
rest,
like
mate.
that.
Get your rest.
But Friday I've got the old call-in show at 7, so if anyone wants to jump on that, feel treble
there you
free.
go, people.
I love
There
them
you go,
Friday
people,
things,
man.
man. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
good.
Oh,
same
that's
here,
lit.
man.
Lit.
Yeah, I enjoy
Lit,
that.
man.
Too.
Nah, lit.
Oh, thank you
Facts,
very much. I
facts,
forgot
bro.
to say as well. Where's my manners? I've got to say, Rashid, it has been a fantastic trilogy, mate.
Yeah,
You've done a great job, and it's obviously always good to share the screen with you boys, man. It's I like it. It's a regular thing. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I've been going on some streams now where I'm not so much surrounded by common sense heads, so it's nice to come back with us lot and just be like,
Yeah,
there you
breathe
go,
a
I
little
can
bit. You know what I'm saying?
take
You're
it
with the
now.
man, them. Don't
People
worry.
understand
Don't
what
worry.
I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, so it is nice. It is good. Yeah, no, and I appreciate
Nah,
every single
facts, bro.
person
Keep
there,
doing
yeah,
what you're
big up.
doing, bro. You're smashing it. Keep putting the facts out there, bro. They're gonna wake up sooner or later.
We
They
all
will
are,
wake up,
man.
bro.
We-
Shout out to
we've all-
Cat Williams. He started
We've-
this. He started this wave. The truth will be
Yeah.
revealed. Trust me.
Yeah.
But was it when was it when we was on the phone, Rishi? Was it I think it was the other day, wasn't it, when we had a little chat and we were just like, look,
Yeah.
it's a nice group of people that we've got
Fact.
now. Do you know what I mean? All in the same bit, same area. Do you know what I mean? Like saying the same
Fact.
thing over and over. Whereas you go back 6 months
I know.
and like there weren't
What?
really that many people. I know you
There
were still
weren't.
doing bits.
I was thinking. No, actually, I was thinking about it, and I think we got Northside to think about that as well.
Northside, man. Big up
Yeah,
North.
Northside's a G, bro. He's a G.
Because
Facts.
he just opened up his for us to come on, and that's when I sort of come in, and then that's where I met you, Rashid. I met you, Aaron.
Of course.
I met Carl.
I think that's where I met Carl.
I met Carl on Southern Gooners.
Interesting.
Big up Matty. Big up Matty, man.
I've been on
Big
Matty.
up
Another
Matty,
one.
man.
I
all
mean,
doing
do you know how many weeks and months I've been pestering Matty to come on my channel? The problem is
He lives in America.
Yes, I know. Then the time frame is if you do my show at 9:30, it's at 4:30 Eastern, and it's usually at work. So what am I meant to do? Do a show at 1 o'clock in the morning or something to actually accumulate the time? I've got work the fucking morning.
It's a shame.
But
yeah, we got this community, this beautiful community that we have, bro. And the chat as well, lit as always. We got to thank Northside, big up to him, my bro. And Lee Gunner, bro. He's putting us out there. He's giving us a voice, and big up to him, bro. Big up to him every single time. But yeah, Norms, what you got? Yeah, they don't
do that.
Yeah,
they don't. Other channels wouldn't give you that kind of chance. And,
No,
but that's a conversation for another day. That's when we hit 1K. We'll talk about that after.
Another one. Yeah, another one.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man.
Right.
No.
So I would have given my match reaction for the Saturday game, but I'm away in Birmingham, so I won't even be able to do a match reaction with you, Rashid, man. Unfortunately,
that's a shame.
So I won't even see the game. So I'm actually away that weekend. I'm away, so won't be seeing no TV or nothing like that. So my next show will be on the Wednesday. Every now and again, I drop like these morning shows now, just like a pre-recorded one. So I did my pre-recorded show for the match reaction last night. That just went completely kaput. Yeah, it just started to lag. I was like, I started it, recording everything, then uploaded it, put it on. I thought, hang on, what's going on? The screen was completely black. And then I popped in, and then it was just lagging. So I thought, just put it on private, and then I recorded another one this morning in my van. So that's the one that I got out. So every now and again, I'll do like, some like pre-recorded, depending on what's going on and what the vibe is saying during the day. And then I might just go and do a pre-recorded video, do it on my phone, get into grips with that, and being able to load it all up. But it does take a long time to process. It does take a bit of time to process when you do it via your phone. But yeah, other than that, I'll be just back to my normal show next week, and obviously any match reactions. The Champions League, obviously, we'll be looking at that and doing a match reaction on that, and with Rashid and all of that as well. So that's going to be really interesting. I don't know. I'll have to see. Is it on a Tuesday, the game, or Wednesday? The first leg.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's going to be a crazy game. That's going to be a crazy game. And that emergency meeting is going to be like, what, 5-6 hours? It's going to be something crazy.
I think I'm going to take the Wednesday off.
You should, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. Look, thank you for being here as always.
Yeah, no,
man.
really appreciate it. Yeah, well done, Rashid, mate. Keep it going.
Love.
On to what is it, 1K? Not, what I mean, keep going.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, all of us, man.
Yeah, don't subscribe, brother. Yeah, like and subscribe the thing, innit? Like Norm's putting, we're trying to put in the work and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Facts.
Like and subscribe, bro. Like and subscribe to each and every one of us, man. Like and subscribe, bro. It really helps. But yeah, Natstar, what's coming up, bro? Any live, any video?
It'll be more video. First and foremost, though, big up your down south, Carl, Aaron, Normski. I know Jess was here earlier and all that. The whole community, you mentioned Northside and Guns, the general, big up the lot of them, yeah. Much appreciated. I don't take this for granted and all of that, being on here, talking my shit, saying, my beliefs, it is what it is, about the football club and that. But we also like to have fun. We also like to have a good time with it, crack bands and all that. This is what I love. Yeah, exactly. This is what I love about this community. This is what I love about doing these shows and all of that. And even, I never thought I would be recording, even just making videos this soon, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I planned it more later, trying to sort I'm still trying to sort my shit out. But at least I'm just a little bit more consistent. But again, over time, that will come.
Yeah, you'll get better. You'll get better.
Yeah, I'll get much better. But not even just that, bro. It's just like making sure I just do it, with the lives and all of that. And I know we'll all make it. We'll all be there, man. I know I'll be there at some point as well. It's just, and again, it's all in our hands. Remember what Robbie said? We got it all in our hands. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Bigger
That's
fish
worrying. I'm worried.
But do you know what? Much love to the people, like in the world-class chat, as Aaron calls it. Make sure you like and subscribe to every single one of us. Make sure you like and subscribe, share the thing as well. Much love to the community. I'll probably have a video. Well, I've got a few things to sort out, moving things here and there, but I ideally want to have a video like on the weekend. It'll probably either be a Sunday, if not a Monday. It'll be probably like a match reaction and then kind of a preview of like Real Madrid coming up on Tuesday. I believe we have them at home, right? First leg. Yeah. Was it first leg at home? Yeah. So yeah, it'll be a video based on that, and then just like living life, getting through it. More content, more like the good thing is with me, at least personally, and I can only speak for myself with this. I don't have any issues with like the ideas and even like with Arsenal related stuff, and there might be a few other bits and pieces, spice, add a little bit of space, thrown in there, every now and then. But yeah, like again, it's just consistency, man, and just like you guys all here, the chat's always here, just showing much love and support, and that's what we are. What we ask for, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's what this community needs. We stick together. Like, Bigger things are going on. Rude Boy, obviously, Bad Boy, Mafioso Berta, you know, like he's coming,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
trying to do his thing and all of that.
The
Lego
mob.
head rattled. Yeah. Lego head rattled. We love to see it. Best believe it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah. Stay tuned because there'll be a lot more coming soon from all of us, but even myself included. So big up.
Boom.
We go, mate.
Big up
Boom.
to everyone in the chat, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna be live tomorrow doing the Arsenal Man United. So come catch a vibe with us. Me and Touchline. Like and subscribe and share and comment on whatever, bro. But big up to every one of you, man. And we're out. Peace, people.
Peace. Take it easy.
Everybody out.
Win the dog out.
Everyone.